We on?
We on.
We motherfucking on. And we only 26 minutes late this time.
I need to start firing motherfuckers.
We early. Yeah.
First, I got yesterday a playlist of like 50% fucking trash music, and now I gotta play Eminem.
I didn't send you the playlist.
Oh, that was yesterday. Now we're going with today.
We always gotta hear listen to different shit though, man.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like it either. I was trashing it too.
Yeah, it's still fired.
All right, so we got any announcements?
Nope.
No announcements.
None right now. We've been kind of laying low and dealing with our shit at the moment.
Oh, well, don't Jesse got something coming up soon?
I think they're getting ready to release either a song or an album with their new drummer. I can't remember.
Sweet. That's that little
young
skinny
dude.
kid.
Yeah. You see his drumming video the other day though? Hey, he's pretty good.
You ever I mean, not to switch subjects, just it's been bothering me because I'm trying to figure out who exactly this chick is. Thorne says he knows who she is. You ever hear of the porn star Sensi Pearl?
No.
I don't know their names.
Once I find her real name, I'm sure you'll know who she is. She was on the Mickey Mouse Club. She went directly from Disney to porn.
Sweet.
No, that kind of goes back. Cassie Nelson. Kind of goes back to that whole conspiracy thing that, you know, Disney is just kind of grooming girls, young kids to be sex objects and shit and all that stuff. You know, we heard about that a million times throughout the years.
Oh, many.
I mean, look at Britney Spears and Miley Cyrus and a couple of them other ones.
Basically, the big thing was all the younger Disney actors and actresses were getting addicted to drugs way too young is what it was. If
Yeah,
you
because
remember
they were
back
feeding
then.
it to them.
Yeah. So.
But, yeah, I mean, and her face looks so familiar. I mean, I guess she was in, let's see, Sensi Pearl was born in 98 in California. She's really young, too.
Well, what was he born then?
In 98.
98, yeah, see.
Hell yeah.
20, getting ready to hit 22.
He's getting banged out for that paper.
At 22.
Do what you do, man.
Yeah, hey, take that dick if you got to. Or whatever the hell you're doing.
You know, it isn't the ideal fucking thing, but, you know, you make your money. Bitches out here throwing that shit away for free, so.
Yeah, what he said. For $40.
Hey, look, now that you mentioned that,
Oh, man.
you know how many.
Here we go.
And I ain't been to the bar in a minute, but the last time I was down to the Central when it was still open, you know, I had a discussion with a few people down there, and my daughter was there too. And I tell this to my daughters too, you know, call me fucked up or not. But no woman in the United States of America should be broke. None. No woman. Because they are sitting on at least $40 worth of pussy.
Yeah, sometimes more. Depends on the way you are.
You know, and I'm a firm proponent of not paying for pussy. But if you really think about it, we all pay for pussy. You know, in one form or another, we're all paying for it. Whether you're buying drinks, buying dinner, paying a light bill, putting gas in the ride, paying the you're paying for your pussy.
Paying for that.
Because best believe, you stop doing all that shit, pussy's gonna stop. Yeah. Quick. So, yeah. And then, we was talking, well, I had this discussion before on one of the shows, but, Kat just brought this up again. Well, actually, Corey brought it up, and then Kat and I got into this conversation while we were having a cigarette. And I didn't really think that women went through the same issue, but I guess it does. You ever catch a leg cramp while you're fucking?
Yeah.
Like one that just totally puts you out, like out the game.
Out the game, like you tapping, like bitch, get away.
It's happened to me a couple times. You know, the first time, dude, I fell out. Like I was, like I made that noise. Like literally, I grabbed my fucking thigh and
I'm
fell
dying.
out.
I'm dying.
Help me, please.
And you know, you especially when you're with somebody new, you don't want to fall out like
You
that.
don't want to bitch up.
And then you're trying to explain shit, and you're just like trying to walk it off, like back in the old football days, like walk it off. But that was the first time it ever happened to me, man. I was in my 20s, my early 20s. Second time it happened to me was later on in life. You know, I was in the middle of a threesome, and out of nowhere, dude, just out. Now, it is very bad when one of the girls in the threesome look up at you and says, "Are you okay? Do you think you need a banana?" You know how old you feel when somebody, the chick you're fucking, offers you a banana because you had a leg cramp.
Well, she's just trying to help you out, but that is fucking.
You know, I'm giving
Or
you
be the one there. Yeah, bitch, go get it.
Like you tried, damn baby. Damn.
I'll tell you what, a leg cramp will destroy a hard-on quicker than fucking a chick in a gay room and watching a dude getting head by another dude.
I don't want to be in that situation.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be in that situation either, but I don't know if you recall the fucking.
Yeah,
You know,
we heard this.
I was in that situation once upon a time. Was kind of
Awkward.
yeah,
I know.
definitely. Because you know, to each their own. You know, I'm not. If you're gay, you're gay. You do what you do. I've been in a lot of situations, but to experience that shit like
Someone just jerking it to you.
no, that ain't even a problem.
That ain't the
I
problem,
put
bro.
on shows, you know, that ain't even a problem. The problem is when you're having a threesome and you're already hammered, so you don't know that you're in a gay room as it is, and you finally start to sober up, and you're looking around, and the dude who you thought was getting head against the wall by a chick is actually getting head against the wall by a dude. So now you're looking down like, all right, the chick that I came with is the chick. Now, is this chick down here that, you know, get you looking around and thinking things. And then finally, once you start coming to and realizing this is the wrong room to be doing this shit in, yeah, drop a heart on quick as fuck.
Damn.
Quick. Because it's that moment of realization. You ever just wake up out of a sober fucking? Or wake up out of a drunk fucking? You know, you're just instantly sober and you realize what the fuck is going on?
Kinda.
Still kinda. Yeah, he's had it, haven't he? He's had that regret.
I've had it happen a couple of times.
That son of a bitch.
You know, that was one of the times, I think one of the most prominent times, you know, was way back in Greg and I's kicking it days, way back in the day. And Dickhead decided to leave me with somebody who he shouldn't have left me with. And when I came to, you know, I'm like, you know, she's just, you know, I'm behind the chick. She's looking back at me with a big grin on her face. And I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta work. You gotta take me home. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I finished out of respect. I ain't gonna, you know, just pull out. That'd be rude, but still. Yeah. You know, I literally woke up fucking like doggy style. And I was like, "You're not the girl that I had my hands on. Like I had my hands on titties earlier on that night."
Like, who the fuck are you? Why are you here?
You know, the last thing I remember from that night, Greg and I, and two of our friends, who I was kind of with, were out in front of a bar downtown. I remember a dude asked me for a cigarette, and I asked him for a joint. I was like, dude, cigarettes cost more than weed these days, man. And I'm not gonna say who, but you know, I had my hands all over one particular female's titties that I thought I was going home with that night, and apparently, you know, totally different person when I woke up.
Yep.
Totally. To the point where I wanted to choke a Greg.
Yep, last I checked, you was a grown ass man.
He ain't gonna stop you.
Yeah. Hey, come on, Marco, we gotta go. All right, I'll be out in a minute.
Yeah, I don't even think there was any of that. I can't say there was any of that, but I'm pretty sure there wasn't. It was probably like,
No, that
Mark's in
probably
the other
guaranteed.
room, I'm leaving. Well, I'm going to go get a blunt, and Greg wakes up the next day. How'd I get home? Where's Mark at? Did Mark get home?
Like, oh, shit.
Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
But no, if I remember correctly, I was fighting with a couple people that night. Fighting and arguing.
Yeah, but it wasn't me that you were arguing with, motherfucker, so why did I get punished?
I didn't tell it. Listen. Oh, shit.
Yep.
Fuck it. Never mind, man.
Good times with Lujan.
Yep. Yep.
I'm still bitter, because the girl who I had my hands on her titty still, to this day, is like, you know, you were the one who got away. You know, and I'll just drop a hint. I ain't gonna put no names out there, but, you know, it could have been pandas. We're just gonna leave it at that. Could have been pandas.
Yep.
So, yeah, we hit leg cramps, and well, fuck, it wasn't even on the list.
Yeah.
Yay.
Leg
So,
cramps and pandas.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait a little bit before we get into any kind of political shit. Till I get good and going, cause this is some bullshit. Anybody know? Here's another little odd piece of trivia. Anybody know who or what the Declaration of Independence was written on?
No.
What about you, Corey?
Like lambskin or something?
No, that was condoms.
Or condoms? I don't know, man.
Weed.
On hemp paper?
Yep. Declaration of Independence. You know that whole
should've
banning
smoked
of
that
weed
shit.
was by the paper companies, right? You know, and they used the black folks to push that shit. No, dude, the black folks are smoking weed and raping the white women.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Every
doing
one
too.
of
I
them.
get high and rape black women.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Puerto Rican, anything. I don't give a fuck.
Just not white.
Just not white. I don't need to be high to rape them.
Speaking of the whole white thing,
Oh, shit.
I'm not white. No.
of all the motherfuckers at this table, I'm the not white one. But I'm just curious, like, even the white folks on the media these days now, like, we're going, I have a bad feeling, especially if shit keeps going the way that it's going. It's going to be blacks and whites only places again. It's going to be, you know, blacks and white, you know, and it's going to be reversed.
And where the mixed kids supposed to go?
Well, it's not going to be
They're
like that. They're going to be
confused. That's where
they're going to get looked down on because of that. And it's all going to be, you know, this is coloreds only. You know, white people are getting more and more racially profiled and put down than any fucking race that I've ever seen in my life. Like, yeah, we didn't grow up during the whole black slavery, whatever the fuck shit. But what I'm seeing now sounds a lot like the beginnings of what was going on back then. I don't understand how, like, I guess, I'll give them this one. The only race of people, if you want to single out folks like that, who might even have some kind of skirmish on saying anything to anybody here would be the Native Americans. And again, you know, just like with the blacks, nobody that I know kicked any fucking Indian off their land. Nobody that I know is giving Indians fucking blankets covered with tuberculosis or anything like that. None of that shit. Just like, I don't know anybody who owned any. No, I take that back. I do know somebody's family does own slaves. But it's not in America. It's to this day, and it's in South Africa. All right? So, you figure that one out. Slavery's still going on in Africa. And just to clarify, my buddy Shayrock, his wife family comes from South Africa, and when her grandparents came up here for their wedding, they were just amazed that not only black folks were out and about without white people attached to them, but that black folks were driving and all this other bullshit. And this was like within the past 10, 15 years. So, yeah. You want the whole black racism thing to take your ass to Africa, I guess. So yeah, that's a little bit that, and I guess this will go in with that, since he was a big civil rights guy. I just happened to come across this when I was on the way here. Nelson Mandela. Most of the time when I talk about him, it's because of the Mandela effect. But this is something totally that has nothing to do with that. When he went to prison, his wife stayed loyal to him. I forget what, I think her name was Winnie, something like that.
Is that what she said, or that's what they saying?
That's what everybody's saying.
Doubt it.
No, I believe it, but this is why. Even though Nelson Mandela fought for civil rights and freedoms and all that shit, Winnie, on the other hand, was a fucking mercenary. Like, when Nelson Mandela got out of jail, it wasn't even a year before him and his wife got a divorce. And from the little bit that I gathered, this bitch was ruthless. Like some El Chapo type shit. Like, if you went against what she was pushing in her political views, she gave you something called a tire tie, which was a rubber tire covered in gasoline around your fucking neck, and they caught your ass on fire. That's some brutal shit right there. And she was in prison after a while for all kind of, for lack of better words, war crime type shit. And that's Winnie Mandela. No wonder he didn't want to stay with that bitch. We don't hear too much about that, though.
No.
Yeah, Winnie was a bad bitch.
Bad bitch.
And, again, before anything, and this is per Scotty, I'm going to make sure I always, or at least try to say this at least once every show. Upside Down Studios has no political affiliation. Upside Down Studios, even though we all have our opinions and people we support as a group, as a team, as a studio, we do not endorse anybody. Personally, I'm a Trump supporter, but anybody who listens to any of my shows or any of my rants knows that if Trump's fucking up, I'll put it out there. I even let the Trump haters know, look, you're full of shit. If you want to find something, dig up some dirt, I'll give you somewhere to dig up dirt. But as far as anything else goes, Greg has his own views on things. Corey has his own views on things. So does Scotty. So does Ricky. But
so
when it comes down to it, though, it's all biased, or it's all unbiased. It's all, whether we vote Democrat or Republican, Upside Down Studios as a whole does not. We vote American.
Yeah.
It just American.
All right.
So, I want to make sure that's very clear before, we go into any of this other stuff. Because I don't want any of the dudes catching any hell for any of the shit that I say. With that being said,
Fired.
the reason why that was even brought up, though, was because I went to that Trump rally a few weeks ago, and I broadcasted it under Upside Down Studios.
But that's part of your.
But now, as much as I wouldn't like it, if there was a Biden or a Warren or a... Did you know there's a candidate out there called Booty Judge?
No.
Yeah.
You're gonna win.
Or Booty Judge or any of them. If there was a rally for one of them around, I would definitely go.
Yeah, you gotta peep the competition.
Well, not only that, like, people still got me fucked up on the reason why I went to that Trump rally. Everybody thinks I just went there to support Trump, which, I support Trump, but, and I support a lot of other presidents, but I never went to any of their rallies. I wanted to see the hate. I wanted to see if I was wrong, and I said this before, and I'll say this a bunch of times. I wanted to see these racist folks. I wanted to see all these ignorant, deplorable, Walmart, all the shit that all these haters love to say about us. I want to see that, because being that I'm usually in the music scene and we're usually doing, I don't get to go to any of these political things as much, and so I want to see if I was full of shit. I'm constantly checking myself. I'm constantly, if I don't check myself, I have Scotty checking me and other people checking me, just because I don't like to be a hypocrite. And every once in a while I might throw something out there just to stir the pot that I know is fucked up, but other than that, I am a firm believer that I don't like to be a hypocrite, and if I'm wrong, please call me on it and let me know. I'd rather be educated than be an idiot. That being said, well, first of all, there was none of that bullshit at the Trump rally. They were actually very nice and polite, and they took me in like I was one of theirs, and I'm not supposed to be. I went in there looking Puerto Rican-y. I didn't try to look overly white or anything like that. I tried to, I wanted to see if I was shunned. I wanted to see if I was going to be, looked at different or... No, not at all. Not at all. And that's a big problem that we have out here, is the media coverage and the bullshit that everybody's believing, and nobody... It's not like when we were young, and it's not like when our parents were young. You could actually rely on the news. Each one of the channels had the same story with a little bit of difference to it, but it was not biased. If there was a fight at one of the political rallies, it would have a different view from each one of the fights. But it wouldn't say, well, this person was right or this person was wrong or whatever. They let you, they reported the facts. Not like today where it's, oh, well, all these anti-Trumpers were out in front of this rally and this and that. Well, yeah, Fox will say, or CNN will say anti-Trump supporters protested. And it's because Trump did this or Trump did that or they egged it on. But then Fox News, who is, who generally is the last conservative news network that's popular, will give the whole, well, these Antifa people were trying to storm the gates. So then you have to go to other news sources to actually, or even local news sources to find out what was going on, and it isn't always the Trump haters who are starting shit. It's on both sides, but it has been more and more that I've found that the more peaceful these supposedly Trump haters are, the more these are the ones that are starting to shit. And pretty much I bring this up in support of the Proud Boys. I met them at the Trump rally. A good friend of mine and Scotty's is part of the Proud Boys, and they're actually just kind of almost like a biker group or whatever. I wouldn't say a gang because they don't get into anything nefarious or whatever. A lot of them have gone to a lot of these rallies to defend people against the Antifa motherfuckers, who are just a bunch of unorganized fucks who want to get away with shit, pretty much. But the Proud Boys get downed and are called racist and are called, a big political gang, whereas the Antifa people just get to go do what they want. Just put on a mask and go throw a rock at a cop and, you're all good. It's been to my knowledge growing up, no matter who you supported, Republican or Democrat, no matter what color you were, or what hood you came from, if you whipped a rock at a fucking cop's face, guess what? Not only are you going to jail, but you got a good indication of an ass whooping. And this is America. I'm a firm believer. You can say what you want. You got your freedoms. But you also got your consequences. Yeah, you could throw your rock at the fucking cop in protest, but that cop could also smack you with a billy club for being, inciting a riot. It's not police brutality. Like I try to bring up the one time, there's a lot of laws out there that people don't know about, that they don't enforce because they don't have to. But if you fuck up, then best believe the tiniest little thing, you could actually get arrested for not having $1 in your pocket.
Why?
It's just the law, and it's still on the books. You got to have at least $1 in your pocket. So every time I send my kids out on the walks, or even back in the day when they were young out playing, they always had 4 quarters in their pocket, no matter what. And it's not a law that's, I bet you a lot of cops don't even know that's a law. But best believe, if I was at one of these if I was an Antifa person, and, I was being a dick to a cop, and I smacked that fucking cop with a rock, and I don't have $1 in my pocket, guess what?
That's assaulting a police officer anyway.
Yeah, well, one, you got an assault, but they could say it's a protest or whatever. But 2, okay, well, you're protesting, fine. You're still getting arrested for fucking not having $1 in your pocket. Either way, don't matter what the charge, you're the fuck out of there. And just because you were a dick, now you have to deal with your ride to the police station. You got to deal with that cop getting you to the cop car. You got to, maybe that cop says fuck it and starts walking you to the cop car and happens to walk you through a crowd of Trump supporters, and you're the only one left, and he just magically walks away. What happens then? Oh, you're going to cry that all these Trump supporters beat your ass. That's the way shit's working. And I don't know why, but I just got this gut feeling, like this just internal feeling that a good portion of this started with the everybody gets a fucking trophy thing. We don't let our kids know that they're losers. In this world we have winners and losers. And you won't know that if you don't have somebody say, if your kid is on the baseball field and he's fucking striking out constantly,
and he's horrible, almost talent,
and he's fucking bringing the rest of the team down, he does not deserve a trophy. He does not deserve a fucking medal. You know what he deserves? His coach getting in his ass, telling him to fucking practice more or get the fuck off the field. But we can't have that anymore.
Shit.
We that was the main reason why I put my sons in one of the hardest football leagues there was.
You ever watch Friday Night Tykes or whatever? Them little kids.
Friday Night Dykes?
Tykes. About the little kids.
Oh, no.
Coaches be throwing them and shit. Like little 6, 7-year-old kids just yell at, cuss at.
Yeah, but that's all orchestrated.
But that shit in Texas, that shit really happens.
I watched the real deal on the South Side Youngster.
That shit ain't got nothing.
I put my 2 boys.
Nothing against Texas football, how they grill them kids up.
Man, I dropped my 2, one of which is a pale ginger kid.
Yeah.
And Thorne, the little fat white boy.
The Bonnie Rogers League.
Knee deep in the middle of the darkest, blackest hood, and told them to go play football. Because in Camel, where they came from, it was, no, we're not going to do touch football anymore. we're going to do flag football and everybody gets ice cream at the end and everybody gets a... No, that's not football. That's not football. I don't want somebody to say, oh, are you okay? Get up. Are you okay? Stop the game. No. I want my kid's coach to look at him. Get the fuck up and get back in fucking line. That's what it's supposed to be. And Jared and I had this argument a couple years ago on one of the shows. You know, he doesn't...
Show, yeah. I remember that argument.
And I'm just, you know... It's like my shirt I'm wearing now. I'm sorry my patriotism offends you. Your lack of spine offends me. Simple as that. Simple as fucking that. You know, we were raising these kids to, you know, now that they're allowed to be on, or it's mandated pretty much now, that kids are to be on their parents' insurance until they're 25. Kids think that, well, I don't have to think about leaving the house until I'm 25. Oh, no. Oh, no. I've told all my kids, all of them, 18, you're the fuck out. You're out. You're an adult. Now, the only thing that trumps that, if you're going to school, you going to college, fine. You keep your ass home. If you got a job, fine. You go to work, you can stay home. But you better take care of, you know, shit at the house too. I don't want none of your money. I don't want none of your, you know, if we need help around the house, then you're expected, you know, to put in, but it's very rare. But you keep your shit together. Other than that, if you want to be an 18-year-old fuck up, get the fuck out. And I have a couple kids like that. You know, I have one daughter in particular, you know, I took her into my, you know, she was bopping around. We got her straightened out, which I thought so. Got her back in school. You know, she went to her first prom and homecoming and all that shit, and she was finally making a way for herself. And what'd she do? She went to go kicking it back in her old hood with her mama, and boom, knocked up. Now, doesn't mean I don't love my daughter. Doesn't mean I don't love my granddaughter. You know, I don't approve of their choices, but you know what? Once you shit out a baby, I don't give a fuck what age you are. Now you're an adult. You're an adult. My responsibility is not to you anymore. You've made me a grandfather, so now my responsibility is to that grandbaby. And again, that's still kind of iffy because you're an adult. Now you have to make your choices on that shit. Don't give me this, well, you're my parent, you have to do this. No. See, I've accepted as a parent, in that one aspect, I failed. You weren't supposed to have a kid before your time. I wasn't supposed to have a kid before my time. It happens. You know, you win some, you lose some. But just because you fucked up doesn't mean I have to deal with it. And if I do have to deal with it, you're going to have to deal with the way I deal with it. Now, we've put this in a bigger picture with all this Antifa or even these DACA people. You know, they were brought up to believe we could break the rules, and if it comes down to it, we could cry and whine to mommy and daddy or somebody, and they're going to let us, you know, break the rules. We get a little slap on the wrist, or we'll get yelled at, but it'll be okay. No. It isn't like that. No. And I talked about this a little bit on my pregame show, and this is going to work into the docket thing, and then we're going to take a break. I think, honestly, the biggest thing in the news right now is not this impeachment. It is at the same time this impeachment is going on, the Supreme Court is ruling on when President Trump signed the executive order to get rid of DACA. DACA is for all these kids who were brought here illegally, who were raised in the United States. Some of them had, weren't raised here. They had the work visas or school visas or whatever, and they just let them go by the wayside. President Trump said they got to go back. Now, there are two people to blame for this. Well, actually, three people. First of all, Barack Obama. When he signed the whole DACA bill, he went against both sides of Congress and put it into effect. And he said himself that this was not a long-term thing. This was not supposed to be forever. So now, we have all these illegals bringing in these children who are raised here. Now, if you were raised in America, you're brought, say I brought I brought a kid here at 2 years old. I brought Maria here at 2 years old. Now Maria is 16, 17 years old. She was came up through the school system, American school system. She's Americanized. She barely knows anything about, like I am about Puerto Rico. Barely knows anything about Mexico or anything. All she knows is American. America. Okay, at 16 years old, most of the non-sheltered people of America are pretty much adults. That's when you get to drive. That's when you pretty much get to work. That's when you start getting out in the world mostly. Legally 18 is an adult, but we all know 16, we're out there, we're learning about the world. This is what brought me to this argument. Today, they had protests in front of the Supreme Court, and they pulled one Mexican kid out of the crowd. And again, that's another thing that's very fucking racist. DACA isn't just for Mexicans. It's for, there are Arab, there are Canadian, there's all kind of other fucking people in here who are in that whole DACA thing too. I'm sick of it always being put on the Mexicans. That's a very racist thing. But anyways, they pulled out this Mexican kid who's in college right now to be a doctor. Now you're gonna tell me, all these years you've been in America, you didn't know you had to get your paperwork straightened out? You're gonna tell me that you now are way past 16.
About to be a doctor.
To when you turn 18, each and every person in America has to sign up for selective service. I'm sure you had to sign some kind of paperwork for selective service to get into college. Now, if your parents were broke and came to America, then you're pretty much riding on some kind of government help to go through college. So, even in college, you fucking know you have to get your paperwork done. You are on your second year of fucking medical school and you're pissing and moaning because you didn't do what the fuck you were supposed to do? And we're just supposed to say, okay, you're fine. You were raised in America, it's okay. No, I believe you were raised here, you are an American, your values are American. But as an American, just like me or Corey or Greg, when you have to get your paperwork, you gotta get your fucking paperwork. Somehow I fucked up the paperwork on my son's Social Security. Guess what? He doesn't get Social Security anymore. You know whose fault that is? Mine. Now, if you don't want to look at it that way, then your fucking parents are pieces of shit. Because they got here. They got established, even though they were illegals. And they had not only the time that they had here, but your whole lifetime to get their paperwork straight. Because personally, and maybe I'm just a different kind of dad, but, they're saying a lot of these illegals didn't do this shit because they were afraid of getting deported. Well, you know what? I don't give a fuck if I get deported as long as my kid gets to fucking get, whatever. If I had to get deported for Maria to be able to stay in America and have a good life and to go to college, honey, I'll see you when you get out of college. Send me a letter or whatever. I'll send you a taco. Come the fuck on.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
Now, mind you, now we got thousands, over the past 2.5 years, more fucking illegals hit that border than ever. Than fucking ever. So now this DACA issue, which is only in the thousands now, will be in the tens to 20,000, if not more, in the next 10, 20 years. And we're just supposed to let that shit go too. And this all goes back to now all of a sudden white people are becoming a minority again. So, you got to pick your news channel, because either white people are white supremacists and racists and keeping, all the colored folks down, or it's all these colored folks are pretty much taking the fuck over, and by colored I'm meaning any kind of fucking pigment to your skin, damn it. You got too many freckles, you're colored.
You're chocolate chip.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's fucked up, and it should not. Do what the fuck you're supposed to do. We have to do it. If I went to fucking another country and they said, okay, you could chill here, not a citizen, for the next 10 years, but within that 10 years, you need to do what you got to do. Either get shit straightened out in your homeland, or get your paperwork done here and become a citizen. Yeah. And say a week after, a day, say it's 366 days. If they come to my house on that 66th day and say, show me your paperwork, and I ain't got it, whose fucking fault is that? It's mine. Nobody else's. Fucking mine. And they have every right, and every other country will forcefully get you the fuck out of their country. Why is that such a hard concept? Why is that? I don't get it. And this all goes again back to the whole every kid gets a trophy, everybody gets a pat on the ass. Oh, it's a no. We need people to make the chicken McNuggets. Not everybody's gonna be a fucking doctor. Your kid will never find out what he's good at or what he's bad at if you're constantly telling him he's good at every fucking thing. Nobody sees the long-term effects of this bullshit. Nobody. And it's the white kids who are being forced to believe that bullshit, who are now indoctrinated into saying, oh, well, it's the same thing with the colored people. That everybody gets a chance to come in. Everybody becomes No. Because when immigration, like when the border patrol started heavy, and this was way before Trump or Obama, when the border patrol got real heavy on the border of Mexico, that's actually when things got better in Mexico. When certain towns in Mexico weren't like the tunnels or the funnel places to go through to get to America, when that shit stopped or slowed down, all them cities became, it isn't like what we used to see on TV or what, I always say this, in my vision, Mexico was slums with weed and drugs and bars and donkey shows and hookers, and you better stay with a group of people because you end up getting snatched up. And like I said, when this shit started and the caravans were coming through, the Mexican people were having a fit about the caravans because it was bringing their property value down. It looked like fucking Austintown or Canfield in Mexico. You didn't, like, everywhere I don't give a fuck where they filmed. Even if they were being, all right, we're going to make sure this neighborhood. We were always told there was no neighborhoods that were good. Yeah. So if there was one good neighborhood, what the fuck? And these people are saying that they didn't want these other people flowing through. So now, they're leaving a fucking trail of destruction. And this shit's still happening, just quiet down to me. This shit's still happening. Soros still got that shit rolling. While they're leaving this path of destruction, they're all coming to the U.S. and demanding, saying that they are owed all this shit. You know, why do you got to pay for health care? Or why do you got to sit at the welfare line for your fucking kid to have some food stamps or something? But and you best believe all your paperwork better be right. Yeah. But
they trip,
you know, Paco could come across the fucking 10 kids that probably ain't even his, and each and every one of them, depending on your state, not only will get welfare, not only will get school, because those two now are guaranteed pretty much, but you'll get welfare, you'll get school. Some of them get free housing. Some of them get free cars. Now in New York, they're giving you an ID so you could vote. Isn't that vote tampering? Isn't that foreign people coming in? If foreign people,
if I remember correctly, there's a statute of limitations on like how long you've lived in the United States if you were born in the United States and everything else. That's why you have to register.
To vote?
Yeah.
Oh no. New York just changed that shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what it's violating. Is that?
It's violating all kind of shit, but yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah.
That's definitely one of them.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break, man. We need cigarettes.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to run it so we had exactly an hour, but
yeah, you got 9 minutes, so we'll come back in like 10.
So that means a quick 20, and we'll be back.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Shit, I'm tired as fuck. Come on, baby, let's get the fuck home.
Oh, no, let's hurry up. I hate this neighborhood.
Niggas tripping over here and shit. Oh, shit.
Just keep walking. Don't turn around.
Here we go again. Hey, nigga, why you fucking with me?
Fuck you, nigga, 'cause I can.
Come on, come on. Hey, T-Pain, it's Twister. Come this way, come on. We gotta creep fast. Come on. Watch as I hit it through the middle of the city in a Chevy, and I'm ready with the whoopers that'll beat up your fly. And I got the taking the machete for the niggas I can pay to get the talking, I'ma heat up your blind. If you wanna bring your boys, better bring the toys, better bring the noise, I'm a full of ammunition. Bodies I be hitting when I get to spitting, everybody should've broken and nobody listens. So now I hold on 24s when I'm on your tip. They all know who I am, ain't nobody talking shit. Tell me when did they ever think that I was a hoe? Cause I got killers with me, Crips, Bloods, G's, and foes. And we be focused on the paper when we be up in the kitchen, we be thinking about the money on the steady come up. And I got the niggas that be ready for whatever with a whole war chest if a nigga run up. AK-47 does illegal SK, Mac 11 for the niggas that'll try to run up. Nigga, what you want, number one thug. Get you while you sleeping, cause you know I'm creeping on the come up.
Don't know me, but I know just who I am. I'm a motherfucking killer, gorilla nigga, you better act like you understand. Cause I'm a killer, a mass murderer, the realest nigga that you never heard of. Don't know the deal, but I know just what to do. Everybody talking in the streets, so you know that I'm coming straight for you. I'm a killer, a mass murderer, the realest nigga that you never heard of.
Play a nigga and get over on the twister. I'ma see you when I see you when I wouldn't wanna be you. Got the desert eagle when I'm rolling in the regal. When I'm looking at you evil through the eye of a needle. Not a misdemeanor, but a murder with a millimeter. Feel a heater twister when I'm busting at your wheel. I kill a burglar when I be coming for your shit. I'ma get you for your goods when I run up in your crib.
Tell me where your jewelry and where your say. Don't make me have to smack this ugly bitch in her face. Is it behind that portrait or is it in your flow? Just let me know so that I can hit it up, cause I got to go.
Cause I gotta throw it, so I hit a lick on them niggas. Cause it used to be that if I had to get them, I'ma get them. Never ride a burgundy Lamborghini, my single line go through the city because I know that'll kill them. Averaging 100 yards a game, my competition better back up. I'm the key running back. Niggas that ain't ready, get the machete for the lyrical chase and the rap. I'ma keep coming back.
Don't know me, but I know just who I am. I'm a motherfucking killer, gorilla nigga, you better act like you understand. Cause I'm a killer, a mass murderer, the realest nigga that you ever heard of. Don't know the deal, but I know just what to do. Everybody talking in the streets, so you know that I'm coming straight for you. I'm a killer, a mass murderer, the realest nigga that you ever heard of.
The lyrical assassin, the packing, the guy in the be attacking the track and forgot the package of the good. See a legendary representative for the city, cause I put it down ever since I've been rapping in the hood. 17 years ago when the flow and the showing these niggas when it come to beating me, nobody could. I was spitting venom ever since the days you just kept rapping and talk about putting diamonds on the wood.
In the old Cadillac, me for a guy, some pain. I done got that guap in the number one spot, now I ride the rain. And because I spit that crack is the reason we got some change. And if we ain't making money out rap, then we got them things. Got the $8 hottest 2 for 15s and 4 in a split, a 9 piece so you can get the whole brick. How I run it by making 100 every summer, pulling up in the Hummer can make a nigga so sick. How I constantly come up with hits instead of be getting fans, it's only because a nigga flow sick. So in no debate, everybody know I'm great, and them motherfuckers that hate, that's up my dick. Don't know me, but I know just who I am. I'm a motherfucking killer, gorilla nigga, you better act like you understand. Cause I'm a killer, a mass murderer, the realest nigga that you ever heard of. Don't know the deal, but I know just what to do. Everybody talking in the streets, so you know that I'm coming straight for you. I'm a killer, a mass murderer, the realest nigga that you ever heard of.
Ain't gotta say a word, I let that chopper talk. I let that chopper talk. I let that chopper talk. We used to be stretched out on that curb when that chopper talk. I let that chopper talk. I let that chopper talk. And when she talk, that bitch gon' block her, block her, block her. When she go off, she go block her, block her, block her. And when she talk, that bitch gon' block her, block her, block her. When she go off, she go block her, block her, block her. I let that chopper talk.
Take aim like Max Payne, freeze frame, blood stain. All my niggas in black rain do is get money and gang bang. Choppers do the talking, weak ass niggas be walking. And if it goes too far, my bitch, make sure you won't be walking. She gets loud
Now I've unleashed all my demons. Then there's no choice but to use them. Feel the fire down inside me. Burn you up until you're dying.
Push them to the limit. You are the only one in your way. Don't worry about what anybody say. If you are meant to be a champion, it will be. Not a coach in the world can teach you how to see. You had the fire inside of you burn, and let's heat them up. Win a fight, lose a war, cause you beat them up. Just because you think you bad, don't make you bad enough. One man with no team is a man with no blood.
Shaking my hunger. Always ready for another round when everything's online. So I fight survive. Bring out the thunder. Give me with your worst, though, using all I'm steady.
Demons I released, I'm using them to the maximum. Let them fight my war for me now that I am passing them. Cauliflower earlobes, swollen broken noses, falling into them robes. I'm hoping you got them roses. I hope you know this. I ain't about that fame now. I ain't about that change now. I'm about that change now. And if it came down to it, I'd run right back through it. Try to throw the towel on me, man, you better not do it. Still a beast on them. I will always be beating them. Only thing is defeating them. It's dinner time and I'm eating them. Thanksgiving, I'm feasting them. I'll knock you out any weekend. You can't swim in the deep end. I was born to win. No cheats in this way.
Shaking my hunger. Always ready for another round when everything's online. So I fight survive. Bring out the thunder. Give me with your worst, though, using all I'm steady. I've unleashed all my demons, and there's no choice but to use them.
The world is mine, nigga, get back. Don't fuck with my stack, the gauge is whack. About to drop the bomb, I'm the motherfucking dime. Big fish in a small pond. Not a fish trying to throw they book at the crook, but I shook. They worm and they hook. Guppies hold their breath. They wanna miss me when I'm tipsy. Running everything west of the Mississippi. It's the unseen, pulling strings with my pinky ring. We got your woman pucker up, but we fuck her up. Bow down before I make a phone call. Got 25 niggas running up on y'all for the cheese. We want them keys. Everybody freeze on your knees, butt naked, please. Before any of you guppies get hot, nigga, rewind my part, fool, and bow down when I come to your town. Bow down when I'm Westwood Band. Bow down, cause I ain't a hater like you. Bow down to a nigga that's greater than you. I take 10 steps and I draw. Now who's this in the mad ass Inglewood edition? I bust like a pimple, my mind is ill mental. The West Side connects with me in South Central. When the drag from the zigzag can't fuck with the Phillies, holding down the Wild West like the kid they call Billy. Once again, it's Mac 10, the gold crown holder, strong as a Coca-Cola with a chrome pistola. Now who wanna fuck so I can bust when I cuss? My look bring you feel with gear from the surplus. Since a teen, I chase the green, the crack scene keen. Lolos, cornices, and baguettes on my pieces. So recognize these real cheese. Chase the cheese, the West Side connect. Keep it rolling like gold D's. Three wheeling and dealing, it's like the California style. But in the meanwhile, in my town, you got to bow down. When you come to my town, bow down. When I'm Westwood Band, bow down. Because I ain't a hater like you. Bow down to a nigga that's greater than you.
Well, it's that Chuck wearing, still sporting a beanie. The shadiest nigga when a click, who wanna see me? Guess I slide my looks on, let my khaki sing. West Side, connect gang, bing, bing, bang. Run away, go get your punk ass slayed by this H, double O to the D to the STA. Fuck hot in it, I'm gang related, simple and plain, which means I can give a fuck about you niggas in this rap game. Flashy niggas get stuck up, beat the fuck up. When you come around, keep your chain tucked from this 0 apostrophe, yes shit. Fuck a studio lyricist, I'm real with this. Talk the talk, walk the walk. Diss me your wax, I'm trying to saw your whole fucking head off. Yeah, I'm platinum bound, so bitch shut up. And nigga, wall, y'all can kiss my converse like show now. When I come to your town, bow down. When I'm Westwood bound, bow down. Cause I ain't a hater like you. Bow down to a nigga that's greater than you. Bow down.
When you come to our town,
it when the goons go into a town, handle business, and get the fuck on down. So with that being said, St. Louis, Dog Therapy, Lil White. Said I'm the one with the money, you need the one with the gun. I just slide him some paper in 20 minutes, you done. I got homies on my team that'll kill you for free, but I like out of town shooters 'cause they kill you for leave. Kill you for leave. Kill you for leave. I like out of town shooters 'cause they kill you for leave. Kill you for leave. Kill you for leave. I like out of town shooters 'cause they kill you for leave. I got killers down in Tennessee. One phone call, they burning down your family tree. Salute to A to E, they murdered you for free. Memphis Mafia, Dog Therapy. And Lil White, that's my big brother. He say the word, I come and rape your fucking mother. I am just a goon, loco off my rocker, out of town, shoot a white, flew me in just a pocket. Then I'm on the next flight, back to Youngstown. On a competition diet, all I eat is rappers now. 20 killers pulling up, hopping out of black Jeeps. Red dots on your face, we call that act.
No St. Louis, if he ever had a issue, hit me up. You know we chillin' in Memphis, down here we don't give a fuck. Niggas jumping out the coupe, Tiger Blue and stick 'em up. Gotta rob before I pop 'em, just some extras for my truck. White ain't gotta flex a muscle, all he gotta do is call. Then them killers coming through, let them bananas through your wall. Through your cars and your dogs, hit the neighbors cribbing off. Leave a couple dead bodies for somebody called along. Another hit, yeah, that gangsta shit. You know we be with it. Nigga really say he bout that life. I don't think he bullshitting. Play no games since Nintendo. This extendo, you can get it. Detectives won't know who did it. Let me put one in his kid.
Said I'm a one with the money, you need a one with the gun. I just slide him some paper in 20 minutes, you done. I got homies on my team that'll kill you for free, but I like out of town shooters 'cause they kill you for leave. Kill you for leave. Kill you for leave. I like out of town shooters 'cause they kill you for leave. Kill you for leave. Kill you for leave. I like out of town shooters 'cause they kill you for leave.
Yeah, milk, you understand it. We got bombs on the bad dad. Huckers, ayy, pussy dead. Get your bad ass. Claim a long distance, trying to reach it, gotta touch it. Can't touch it long distance, on my hands on motherfucker. Eye up the pump, big dump on real nigga. Bust a game murder, just do what you kill, nigga. How built about this milk, nigga, I'll go serious. Came to see you off crime scene, it's just really rough. You want that big, we just had some small world. Caught us slipping out of town. Small world. See, they don't know the name, the face, all they know is the 80s. Gun them down for St. Louis, straight shit. 80.
Yo, what's up, big bro? All the motherfuckers down there getting out of line? Yeah, some motherfuckers up here doing the same. You take care of my problems, I'll take care of yours.
St. Luke, I heard you got a problem. I got a few of them too. All the cops in my city know every one of my goons. So what I need you to do is take a trip down to Memphis. Some therapy up to Youngstown and we'll handle the business. We'll disguise it as a show. Trevor gon' put up the dough. Our alibis will match and we both have settled up the scope. It's like you like hoe and knock your killers all over this bitch. The therapy ain't some shit. We wrote this to throw you off the set. And I'm an author, a writer, a poet. Hold on to forget. I speak life into existence on some Nostradamus dumbass shit. Bitch, I'm boss and you can't see it with custom bifocal binoculars. My little homies will pop up at your work and knock you off this earth. White music. Money, you need a one with the gun. I just slide him some paper in 20 minutes, you done. I got homies on my team that'll kill you for free, but I like out of town shooters 'cause they kill you for leave. Kill you for leave. Kill you for leave. I like out of town shooters 'cause they kill you for leave. Kill you for leave. Kill you for leave. I like out of town shooters 'cause they kill you for leave.
Montana. Short was handed.
Dollar sign.
Joiner.
Whoa, whoa. Oh, yeah.
That ain't my girlfriend.
main bitch is my side bitch. She stayed cool, acted like a shy chick. I played it cool too, you know I didn't say nothing. It's not a lot of people know that me and her be fucking. She sent a text, talking about I see you player, I see you too. Hanging out with a square, but that's the type I like. Spend the night, but she's not my wife. I fuck her good, but I'm not her man. To tell the truth, I just hit it when I can.
That ain't my girlfriend, that's my old bitch. And I can have her anytime I want, she love this dick. Oh nigga, you mad? Yeah, nigga, you pissed. I know she's staying with you, but that's our bitch.
You's a lame and you know that. That pussy throwback. If I want her, she won't go back. Then you know that. Thinking that you own that. Picture that. Kodak. You cuffing that. Low jack. Smoking that. Mo yeah. She want dudes and money, you ain't talking about none. Show me a bad bitch, I show you nigga tie the fuck. 300 the drop. 3 bottles of rock. 3 models to pop. Presidential Barack. Leaning in the sport. Pimping is a sport. Pulling up with short. You niggas money short. Oh, that's your hoe? Nigga, that's my hoe too. Her she used to fuck with top. Yeah,
Nigga,
Jeremiah
that's
too.
my bitch. That's my bitch. Nigga, that's my bitch. No matter how much you hate, she's still on my dick. Nigga, I can still hit. If I call that bitch.
What up, y'all?
What the fuck is up? We are back.
Yeah, we was on a break.
Told you it was going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah, we took a break. What up, Chuck? I see you in the chat in there. There's a whole bunch of people.
I'm trying to get over to the chat myself here.
Yeah. So, sorry for that little...
Yeah, we got the taking this discussion downstairs, the one we were having about the kids.
All kinds of shit.
So we left off on the docket thing, right?
I think so.
With the immigrants.
Yeah.
Do you know who is supporting DACA, who's supporting all this bullshit, like one of the main supporters? Fucking Microsoft.
Ooh.
Microsoft is the one who's employing all these fucking illegals and all these DACA folks. Fucking Microsoft. So instead of, or not only do they have their shit being made with cheap labor over by the Asians, but all their tech development shit and bullshit is cheap labor over here by illegals. Now, I ain't a big fan of Google because of, you know, they're in with Zuckerberg and all that bullshit. But, I mean, this is a little worse than that, man. What the fuck? Fucking terrible. But yeah, that totally had me fucked up. So, we're gonna just leave that right there.
Josh said, fuck you. Fuck you.
What's coming? Oh, I gotta turn this volume down. Alright, so here we go. I'm on the chat now. Oh, that's fucking Fat Bastard?
Yeah.
What up, Fat Bastard? Here's one for you guys. I mean, I kind of let you guys in on a little bit of it earlier, but I'm curious. Any of you guys have any idea who held Martin Luther King Sr. hostage back in the 60s? Anybody out there listening? I'm curious.
Yeah, I have to look into this because I don't know, something just ain't making sense, but
Samuel L. Jackson, back in 1969, as a protest for something that was going on in the schools. It couldn't have been over racist shit because obviously, you know, Martin Luther King Jr.'s dad held not only Mr. King but a few other people hostage for a day or two in one of the rooms on campus at Morehead College, so if you want to look it up. And he was expelled from that shit. How you like that? Samuel Jackson, Nick fucking Fury. You know, now I'm wondering at that age, he was a younger cat, but I'm wondering if he was like, motherfucker, get in the fucking room. What? Say what again? What?
Motherfucker, say another motherfucker. What? No.
I can just see like that Pulp Fiction fucking scene where he's talking to what? He's like, what? Yeah, fat bastard, I'm at Greg's. Where the fuck else am I at? I'm at the fucking studio.
At the studio, ho. Hey, Chuck. Just ho checking.
Here's something for you people out there who still believe in getting all this free shit from these supposed new presidential running people and the idiots who want to listen to AOC and Bernie Sanders with all this free stuff. You know who one of the most famous people who gave out free health care and free schooling? Do you know who that was?
Not right offhand.
The Americans murdered him. Saddam Hussein gave out free health care. And Saddam Hussein gave out free schooling. He actually got the literacy level of the litter box through the roof. So, you know, just putting that shit out there. I don't really understand how people could even think any of this shit is free. And a lot of these people who are supporting this bullshit are people who aren't really going to benefit from this. They're working people who already got their shit together. And they're kind of looking at it, I guess, for the younger generations. But they don't realize that they're paying for it all. Nothing's ever free. Each and every one of these motherfuckers are talking about hiking up taxes. Each and every one of these fucking people talk about cracking heads. And it ain't even the rich people. You know, for AOC's Green Deal to even come close to working, everybody who makes $30,000 or more will get taxed 100%. 100%. So you got to make under $30,000 to even live anymore, which is pretty much what people are making now in minimum wage. But they want to make the minimum wage higher. So basically they're telling you they want you to get into a higher tax bracket so they could take all your money in the guise of, oh, we're going to give you free college and free health care. Well, what if I take care of myself and I got a job or a business and I don't need college? Then you know what where I'm stuck at? Paying for every other motherfucker for this bullshit. And for you people, you climate change whack jobs, look it up yourself. This is no lie. Until you guys do something about the second sun that will be up within the next year or two, nothing you do about your climate change, your global warming means dick. Your whole argument is fucking null and void. You know, it's already pretty fucking weak as it is, but look it up. China's new sun. Nuclear reactor. They're putting it in the sky. It's not fake. You know, I've watched plenty of videos on it. They're all happy about it. Everybody in the fucking world knows about it. But they still want to piss and moan about these other folks. So, yeah. For you your global warming whack jobs and your climate change whack jobs, shut up. Until you do something about this new sun, shut up. There's just no argument for you anymore. take the little autistic girl and figure out how to stop the nuclear reactor going in the sky. Because supposedly this is just going to be aimed at certain parts of the world, and they can aim this thing. How you like that? Certain parts of the world to make better climate for farming over in the Asias or whatever over there. But a sun is a fucking sun. It's a fucking sun. That's it. You may be able to point this thing at, its most, direct radiation towards certain places. But at the end of the day, that bitch is in orbit. So it's not going to be there all the time. You can't just put an anchor on that motherfucker. So, again, fix that shit or shut the fuck up. I guess we are going to have a guest, maybe. Fat bastard be bullshitting. But we got another hour here, so.
We have more than that.
Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, but Samuel Jackson was the one who held Martin Luther King Sr. hostage. Kind of silly shit. And some more fucked up trivia for you. John Wayne, the man's man, was a racist motherfucker. He was a racist motherfucker. And he said plenty of time, I think, in a Playboy magazine interview, he said that blacks shouldn't have rights until they're educated better or whatever. Which, I don't think he should have said blacks. I think that should just be a lot of people. A lot of people shouldn't have fucking rights until they fucking know what the fuck they're talking about. At least certain ones. A lot of these motherfuckers take shit for granted. Freedom ain't free, bitches. Remember that. And there was another. Oh yeah, Mother Teresa wasn't that goody that everybody fucking wanted her to be. The whole saint that took care of poor and did this and that. No, she was just a recruiter for the church. That shit came out too. So, for all those who believe Mother Teresa was the patron saint of all that bullshit, no. And last little religious bit that I came across on that end. Do you know Pope John Paul II? I think the one that died before the Nazi-looking Pope came about, and then we got this new guy who looks just like a Satan. Pope John Paul II was an exorcist and did 2 exorcisms before he became Pope. That's some crazy shit there.
Alright, so apparently we're going to have more than one special guest.
Oh, he's bringing a car full of folks?
I guess.
No, jeez. Well, I guess I'm going to do this whole impeachment and other shit because Lord knows what the topic's going to hit when these people come.
Corey, get the fuck off your phone, bitch.
What do you guys know about the impeachment thing? You guys hear anything today about it or whatever?
All I know is if y'all are trying to impeach him now, y'all are just wasting motherfucking time because voting for that shit takes place like within a year.
Well, they're trying to rush it, but
it don't matter. What I'm saying is his term's almost over, so why worry about wasting all this money and resources?
What they're trying to impeach him on?
It don't matter.
Well, this is the reason why.
Okay.
Like not only Nancy Pelosi, she fucked up and said it, but one of the other idiots up there said it. If they don't impeach him, he'll get reelected. And they don't want him to be reelected. Now.
So we're going to waste money, time, and resources.
Not only that, but they don't want to push. There's like 3 or 4 major bills that need to be put through that a lot of Democrats and most of the Republicans both agreed on. There's the gun control bill, there's the medicine bill, which Trump did a lot for. I see it in my own medicines. but there's more to it that they refuse to push through. Shit for the wall, the DACA shit, which Trump doesn't want to totally eliminate DACA. He wants to rework it so it's a reasonable thing. And he even said that in the last bill, and they refused it. And there's another fucking bill. And this gives them the excuse to not do nothing. The Democrats have not put anything fucking through since all this shit is gone. They pretty much got a free ride. Instead of doing their fucking job, instead of legislating, this is all it's been about. And I figured out why the Russian probe went through, and it wasn't because of Trump. Trump was pretty much who was that? A Lee Harvey Oswald to that whole shit. Because if you look on the other side of the world, and I'm going to post a video either tonight or tomorrow. I want to talk about it first. First of all, where I got this information from, everybody knows I watch news from all over the world. There is a particular news network that is in Washington, D.C. that is owned, it is Russian owned. I believe the letters Russian, it's RT News. Russian something news. I think it's Russia Today or whatever. But it goes all over the world, but it's mostly in American politics and stuff. But it gives you another perspective. It's actually the news that CNN tried to say, or not CNN, ABC tried to say that Trump endorsed. And then it was like, oh, see, he's a Russian, this and that. No, it's not. They mixed up OAN, One American News, and try to say that was a Russian network, and it's not. And that's who Trump endorses. I watched them also. Now, was that Pony?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally not for this one. But anyways, so
Neither
I
is
was,
this one, but fuck it.
That's a lot better. So I'm looking into, they were talking about Putin and money and oil. So I'm like, I want to see what's going on with Putin, because if nobody has noticed, throughout the past, 3 years now, 2.5 years, no matter how much shit has been said about Russia interfering, Russia, all these Congress people talking shit about Putin, he has said nothing. Nothing retaliatory, nothing. Now, when shit gets said about Assad, or Assad, is that his name? Assad?
I don't know.
The dude in the litter box, or Aragon, or...
The one that they just killed, that the dog just caught or whatever?
No. That was Baghdadi or some shit.
What?
Yeah, Baghdadi. That didn't sound like a made-up name.
It's almost like Pip Daddy, but
yeah.
probably in their language.
Any leader in the world who, if our president or any of our Congress people talk shit about, they all had press conferences, they all denounced whoever said it, they all talk shit. Putin never did. All Putin just, pretty much when asked, he said he didn't have anything to do with any of the bullshit, and he kind of smirked. That was it. So, I'm like, well, that seems kind of odd. Especially, Putin ain't no joke. So I start watching this I guess if you want to call it a documentary or expose on Putin. And here, the reason why Putin doesn't give two fucks about what's going on in America is because the same exact thing that the deep state is doing to Donald Trump, the, I guess, European deep state, is doing to Vladimir Putin. There is a oil company called Yukos. Look it up. Yukos. It was a big oil company, and it was owned by I think a Browder, some name like that. A dude who committed fraud. He denounced his U.S. citizenship, became a citizen of the U.K. and all that shit. Wanna hit this Jack Daniels? Yeah. before, I guess Vladimir Putin put him in prison for something. Well, right before he put him in prison, he gave all his shares, which was, I think, like $56 billion or $5.6 billion in shares to this company. It was an energy company or something, to a Rothschild. And if you don't know who the Rothschilds are, you better figure that shit out real quick. They're one of the superpowers of the world. But gave his shares to the Rothschild. Now, and that's a citizen of the UK. So what does that mean? Well, it's $56 billion in stock, in stocks, but that stock doesn't mean shit anymore because energy was nationalized in Russia. So how do you get that money to become money again? You need to get rid of the head of the country who turned it into nothing. You need that company to not be nationalized anymore. It has to be privatized. And that is where the whole scam on Putin comes. They've been trying to knock Putin out of office so they can get this company back out of the nationalized control. Now, it sounds like a bunch of bullshit that should have nothing to do with America. It just sounds like he got his hands full with some shit going on over there. But what's mighty fucking funny is, well, we'll start with the so-called Russian informant that was killed at the sushi bar, that was blamed on Vladimir Putin. Christopher Steele was the one who put that on Putin. Now, why does that name sound familiar? Because Christopher Steele made the fake Russian dossier against Donald Trump. Who else was in on this? Well, we got the Browder guy, who used to be the richest man in Russia. We got the Rothschilds, who is one of the 13 families who run the world. But that still doesn't seem like it's we got Christopher Steele. That's it. And then we have the almighty Hillary Clinton taking her ass over to the Ukraine or the UK this week, saying that Boris Johnson should release some kind of documents or whatever against Vladimir Putin, which supposedly CNN has something on this shit, but they already said that they're not going to release it until like the day before the elections. How shady is that? That's not election tampering or nothing. So HRC's in there, and she's calling for the release of some documents against Putin. Why? Well, because that makes Putin look like the bad guy, and it makes her be able to say, see, I told you, they're doing shit over there, he had influence over here. Well, they already found out that, and it's coming out more and more in this impeachment shit, that whole Russian tapping into the fucking elections was not Russia, it was the Ukraine. And the Ukrainians are admitting it, a lot of them are. And it wasn't to help Donald Trump, it was against Donald Trump. It was to help Hillary Clinton, because she was in on this whole fucking scam with the money. And who set out the Senate resolution, and it's Senate Resolution 322, to help out in this whole situation, to help out Browder. Biden made the resolution, and it was co-sponsored by two other people, Obama and John McCain. Now, if you look at this whole shit, and you look at everything that was going on here in America, it's almost identical. Almost identical. The only difference is One's Trump and one's Putin. They're pretty much demonizing both of them. We already found out, if people don't know, I already found out that a big reason why Adam Schiff is running this show here is because his either son or daughter is dating Soros's like grandkid or some shit like that, but nobody looks into that. And Pelosi and Nadler still have El Chapo ties. Don't forget that bullshit. And there was a Magnitsky Act, which specifically points out Yukos energy, oil, whatever the fuck. So ultimately, this impeachment is not only to try to give a free reign of the deep state in America, but it's also to demonize Putin to pretty much have their shit overthrown, somebody else put in office there, because the deep state loves to force our fucking, presidents to do regime changes, which isn't going to happen, It's just not going to happen. Russia's one of the biggest fucking countries. It's just, take out Putin, that's going to be somebody in their own deep state fucking assassinating him, and I don't think that's going to work very well. Putin's a fucking ninja. But yeah, so they're pretty much doing all this bullshit, wasting all our American taxpayers' money over oil that won't even help us, and control over a person who wants to make shit right. They keep talking about Putin's genocide and Putin fucking killing all these people. No, he's not. I mean, in war, there's war. And the whole trying to annex UK back to Russia or whatever, that wasn't, Russia was going with a lot of the people who wanted to go back to Russia, because the Ukraine is pretty fucked right now. The new president, he's going to end up getting assassinated because he's the only one there who's trying to get shit straight, and they're trying to say he's being shady with Trump. I watched this fucking impeachment hearing today, and these people all said that, Trump had these conversations, and it kind of seemed like he was asking for a favor, but, there was no real favor. And one call said, well, I need you to look into this investigation of the Bidens here, because we've had issues back in the day. But the other 5 conversations said, and this was after shit done leaked out, how it leaks. Each and every and none of them were with the president, but each and every one was like, look, you guys got it messed up. The president did not say this was a quid pro quo. The president did not say any of that. What he said was, he wants you guys to put it out public that you are looking into corruption. He didn't even say Biden specifically. And this is what the impeachment is about. The president asking to look into corruption, and all of a sudden, because Hunter and Joe were in the mix there with HRC, now I find out, nope, got to be covered. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? So, at the end of it all, I mean, and this is such a bullshit fuck. What's going to happen is, these hearings are going to go on. A lot of shit that the deep state don't want to come out is going to come out, and they're going to let it come out as supposed sacrificial lambs. But in the end of it all, Trump didn't do shit. Trump did absolutely nothing. This is just going to make him kind of look bad to some people. But even if the impeachment doesn't go through, the Senate, or does go through, the Senate already said they're not going to fucking, impeach him. So what? Congress said, oh, well, we found you guilty and you should have been impeached. Well, so fucking what? You know, I think Trump's going to carry that as a badge of honor. Once he wins the next election, and I'm a firm believer he's going to, once he wins the next election, he's going to be out there like, look, I got fucking impeached and I'm still the president. America wants me. You know, we all know Trump is not a good speaker. He is not, and I mean as far as sugarcoating things or beating around the bush. He just says what he says. A lot of it is dumb shit. Same way I am. A lot of shit I say is dumb shit. But, you know, there's shit behind it. There's real shit behind it. You know, Trump's a businessman. Trump was if you don't think that the people who voted for Trump didn't know that, A, he was a millionaire. I won't say billionaire because there's different, you know, shits that count numbers and stuff. It's between a few $1,000s, million billionaires. But whatever, you know, we'll say millionaire. He was a millionaire before he got to office. That was the first thing that I looked at as good. Because he didn't need to be bought. He doesn't have to be bought. He won't be bought. He paid for most of his campaign shit on his own. So whether he raised money or not, that shit came out of his stuff. I didn't know this one. This is the third one. But the president, if he had a company or a business before he ran for president, he's allowed to keep his businesses going. He's allowed to control his businesses, but he, on his own accord, signed over everything to his kids. You know, so everything, I mean, we all know it all stays in the family, but just for visuals right there, everything, so this whole he's trying to make money for himself, it's bullshit. He doesn't have to. So that's number, 3? Number 4, again, millionaire. Could do whatever he wants. You're going to tell me that he wasn't going to be a dick to women or anybody else? He wasn't going to flaunt his money? He wasn't going to do stupid shit here and there? I'm pretty fucking surprised there isn't pictures of him butt naked with 5 midgets and a meth pipe.
Damn.
And you know what? He was able to do that. He was a millionaire. He could do what the fuck he wanted to do. You know? I mean, if all the midgets were consensual and he was doing the dope on his own property and, well, we won't say meth, but we'll say whatever else. Say he was in Amsterdam. Yeah, that shit's legal out there. So say Trump was in Amsterdam at a hotel with 4 naked midgets and a meth pipe. Why would that surprise anybody? Why would that? You know what surprises me is Nancy Pelosi became or got into Congress broke. Nadler broke. Adam Schiff broke. All of them fuckers are millionaires now. Wait a minute. We all know that Congress people make a damn good fucking penny, but not the millions and millions of dollars these people have. And I would give validity to some of these fuckers if they actually, you know, they go into the House of Representatives or Congress and spout all this bullshit about how much they care, but you forget, not only do they have their, you know, that whole Congress thing is just like a small part of their job. These people are supposed to be in their states, helping their states and pushing legislation through their states and fixing shit in their states. Most of these Trump haters are from California. California is on fire. Not only is California on fire, California is going broke. Not only is it going broke, but it's covered in shit. They just passed a law to not prosecute people who are pissing out in the open now. Before you could shit out in the open, but you couldn't piss out in the open. Now you can piss out in the open. I watched videos of Tulsi Gabbard, I think. Or no, the lady who's going against Nancy Pelosi. There's a chick running against her who's kind of airheaded. I don't think she's going to make it, but I hope she does. But she took a reporter just through San Francisco. And you witness drug deals. You witness people on the streets shooting up. You see the filth everywhere. Where the fuck is Nancy Pelosi? That's San Francisco. You know, Nadler is from New York. Him and who else is that? The motherfucker who loves to talk shit. The new mayor of New York loves to talk shit about our president. But not only did they just give a new ID so illegals could vote, but they're giving all this free shit to illegals. But they're raising people's taxes, they're raising people's health care, and they're raising everything else on American fucking citizens. You know, ain't no fucking way that my family, my friends, should be struggling to make sure their kids got the medicine that they need. Because a lot of my friends have kids that got issues. I have kids too that have issues. We gotta struggle, and we gotta meet certain guidelines, and we gotta do this and that for our kids to get taken care of. But these fuckers just come across and get whatever? That's some bullshit. That's some fucking bullshit. So we just hit the 11:30 mark. Let's hit another break real quick. Hopefully our guests will be here, and we'll see how long this bitch is gonna last.
Yep. All right, we'll be back.
Everybody but me, everybody but me. And you could be just like me. Say fuck everybody, everybody but me, everybody but me, everybody but me. Finna go up. Everybody but me, everybody but me. About to go up. Everybody but me, everybody but me. Finna go up. Everybody but me. Say fuck everybody, everybody. Okay.
We drinking, why you wonder why your woman winking? Trip with us, you're headed for extinction. We just bringing Brinksons to buy the bar that everybody drinking. People looking salty, must be smoking Jesse Pinkman. Everybody but me, looking broken dusty. That's how your lady look at me, that's why she wanna cuff me. I'm gonna shine, never rusty. Every year I come back with another one, they never gonna hush me. She wanna get close to touch a strange gem. She say you don't remember me cause I just became slim. Oh yeah. That's right, I know you from so-and-so. What's the name them? They know that Technina's always coming hotter than Hell's Pit. And I'm steady drinking like I'm a Celtic. Why they tripping with me? Cause now I'm dipping with she. And I'm gonna give her what she need. Pelvis.
Walk right up in the room like fuck everybody but me, everybody but me. Looking like it's all good, but fuck everybody but me, everybody but me. And I really wish a nigga would say fuck everybody but me, everybody but me. And you could be just like me, say fuck everybody, everybody but me, everybody but me, everybody but me.
Finna go up.
Everybody but me, everybody but me.
About to go up.
Everybody but me, everybody but me.
Finna go up.
Everybody but me. Say fuck everybody, everybody. Okay.
First entry for Psychology 101. Dysfunctional. Yeah, don't you bring me nothing stupid. If you don't want me to lose it, step back if you don't want me to attack. I'm a beast, better give me the deuces. I have no tolerance for nonsense, get away from me. Me, I wanna get dollars, don't wanna holler, but you making me. I'm a little dysfunctional, you're the problem, please don't awaken me. And I'm that way, cause back in the day, most have forsaken me. La-di-da-di, I'm at the party on a drunk night with a punk mic that was trying to pick a fight because he's sorry that he ain't Gotti like I because he sloppy, not me, costly, rocks, be spot free. But he don't know I'm roguish, surrounded by my soldiers, and they be locked and loaded. When exploded, you can't hold us, and we don't got no scruples. We didn't come to fight and shoot you, but you busters better be neutral. Don't get loose because we cuckoo. Listen, they call me genius, I run the show. Women be on my penis, it's wonderful. Demons think they the meanest, but I brung the foe on the floor. A little bit sick, don't you know?
I'm a little dysfunctional, don't you know? If you push me, it might be bad. Get a little emotional, don't you know? If you fool around and make me mad, I'm a little dysfunctional, don't you know? If you push me, it might be bad. Get a little emotional, don't you know? Might fool around and make me mad, don't make me mad.
Born to hustle, I'm a product of environment. The game done changed, so I've been forced into retirement. since I can't lose and I can't choose, then I'll come back to spit. I got hit songs, but I've been gone so long that I don't fit. Knew that the throne, but can't get on, so I need me a lick. I write these songs, but don't belong, I'm on some other shit. I'm hunting leads in desperate need, I hope it's coming quick. I rack my brain to find a lane that's gonna bring me some change. But it's so strange, my life has changed and I am not the same. I come around, but since I'm down, it feels uncomfortable. I try to hide it deep inside, but I'm dysfunctional. I never learn to hold it in, I get emotional. First implode and then explode, I am combustible. So please don't push me, play me pussy on some real shit. Won't be defeated if I'm heated, nigga, all shit.
Dysfunctional, don't you know? If you push me, it might be bad. Get a little emotional, don't you know? If you fool around and make me mad, I'm a little dysfunctional, don't you know? If you push me, it might be bad. Get a little emotional, don't you know? Might fool around and make me mad, don't make me mad.
I ain't no killer, but don't push me. Goody, quiet boy, never been no pussy. Could be carrying something up under my hoodie. Crisp but never snap and kill a ball of y'all are woody.
Now I wanna be peaceful, but I carry desert eagles wherever black people are. You know how black people are, I peep them out. Try to stay evened out. Wanna preach to them, but the evil keep on seeping out. Emotions get the best of me. Messed up, and then y'all get the rest of me. Depressed and stressed, feel like my destiny. I know y'all think less of me, cause I'm always sick and I can't let it be. Pharmaceutical soup be the best recipe. It's gonna be the death of me. I need difficult just to cope, so I keep throwing them pills down my throat. Dysfunctional blunt to do. Smoking Bombay can give me fun sway, but I wish that it all would go away. Or maybe I should pray for Jesus Christ and just pretzel me. Try to pray for change, but sometimes it feel like he lets it be. So I just take another couple doses, probably be fine. But if you get too close, you'll find out that I'm a little dysfunctional, don't you know? If you push me, it might be bad. I get a little emotional, don't you know? If you fool around and make me mad, I'm a little dysfunctional, don't you know? If you push me, it might be bad. I get a little emotional, don't you know? You might fool around and make me mad, don't make me mad.
I'm ready to get over here. There's something wrong with me.
I see you looking at me, so I ask,
Am I a psycho? Am I a psycho? Yeah, I'm a psycho. I guess I'm a psycho.
You're crazy. I like you, but you're crazy. My choice paid me, so I used that dough to allure ladies, to manure bathe me.
Never that my mind's for sure shady. Pure Hades, Rev X steady, couldn't endure to save me. Why do I let this stripper burn me on my arm with a cigarette in the same spot 10 times on a road when I feel that burn upon the clitoris? I'ma get her wet. Sorry to get carried away, I feel stupid because I ain't bitter yet. Maybe she never looking to find niggas sweat on her breast. I get vexed, so I ain't bitter next. Open, I try to contain it, but that bang thing soaking. Alter ego say why you let them gang bang folk in. Strange lane, hoping I can maintain coping, but ain't nobody talking when the insane main spoken.
I like fire on my skin, blood on my drawers, from up on the walls. I'm suffering, I'm stuck in the claws, stuffed in her jaws, huffing and puffing, holding on my dog. Afterwards, I like really hot, scalding water on my balls.
Am I a psycho? Am I a psycho? Yeah, I'm a psycho. I guess I'm a psycho.
Mom, Dad, I'm no longer the boy you used to see. I've changed a lot, plus I've grown to hate every human being. My mood swings have now turned my dreams into gruesome scenes. Now I'm doing things I don't normally do, and illusions seem to be the only pleasures I can gain. Heck, if I was sane, I would have put down the mic and said, fuck it, I'll never rise to fame. But with the wicked record I contain, I could probably jeopardize your name. No lovey-dovey, let's ignite the flame. If you're lucky, you survive the pain. Sorry, that ain't very merry to say. Why is this game so scary to play? Well, let me think, cause every day my balls are getting too hairy to shade. Pause a minute, I'm stressing the game. If I go to hell, then heaven's to blame. I don't mean to come off crazy, but you motherfuckers seem to think I'm hella deranged. When I was 7 years old, I fell on my head and I severed my brain. You think I'm lying, then ask my mama, nigga, she gon' tell you the same. Should I be ashamed? No, I'm living my life so ghetto fabulous. Before you get bent out of shape, my nigga, let me ask you this.
Am I a psycho? Am I a psycho? Yeah, I'm a psycho. I guess I'm a psycho.
I stare grab you with this mic and rap this verse I'm rapping to you. Matter of fact, I'm rapping through you. Never say my motherfucking name unless you absolutely have to. I am not no fucking jacket with no matching shoes, and you are not no fashion guru. Can't even see you niggas, y'all wish I was rapping to you. Matter of fact, act like I'm rapping to you. If that gives you passion to use it as an excuse, then just jump up at a conclusion that I'm attacking you dudes. It's just like old-fashioned voodoo. Y'all ain't even the shit. No, y'all ain't even the doo-doo. I got more flavor on the tissue paper under my tubes. So I'm slapping you foolish with wooden paddles, you stupid. Babysitting little bastards like no afternoon children. You could call me psychotic, but it's more like schizophrenic, and I can stick. Could anyone tell me just when my medicine is? Guess I gotta show these minors just what my avenue is. Man, I swear I'm all about my brain like graduate students. I'm sorry, ain't mean to hurt your feelings. I see your tears, come here, give me your face, let me clear it. But I wonder how it would look if I were to peel it back with a skillet. Then I would feel it crack when I hit it, and then I would split it back when you heal it. Damn it, Bob it, boy, what in the hell, what in the heaven, what in the earth? Where is your mom? What do you curse? Where are you from? Where was your birth? Where were you first? Why weren't you in church? Why is there dirt all on your shirt? Man, and I think that you're going berserk. Am I a psycho? Am I a psycho? Yeah, I'm a psycho. I guess I'm a psycho. Am I a psycho? Am I a psycho? Yeah, I'm a psycho. I guess I'm a psycho.
It's just an old dirty Chevy riding. Don't say nothing, get excited. Everybody know about me. They just trying to keep me silent. Pressing pause and try to stop me. Wish you would, I highly doubt it. Truck on Willie Nelson, bitch so high you had to climb about it. Keep that door and open up. Don't play that hand, I know you bluff. You tapping out, we Cobra clutch. Tie one on you, sober up. That diesel burn, come soak it up. You smell that gas, you know it's us. One hit is like the Noble. By the time it ends, you be choking up. I'm about to knock him down. I'm about to pull the trigger. Feeling like I'm Al Collins. You know I roll with killers. Semi-auto, empty bottles. Drinking like there's no tomorrow. Chevy truck, I push the throttle. Turn around. You see me roll up in that Chevrolet. That bottom muddy like the Everglades. You thinking different, we can set them straight. I tell them fill up the gas. It's time to go get a bag. You see I'm always on the go.
Like the rest of you, got a watered down lane version, just like a replica. Match the gas, pass that ass, boy, and it'll be scaring you. Got that blue on red, baby, called it Captain America. Got that Chevy little jacked up, drop it down and slanging mud. Them dirty girls, they throw it up, running out 'cause they know it's us. Tucked up, ass in, big butt, bag bend. You wanna ride, quit asking. Write your number on a napkin. We riding style, so what the hell you waiting on? And we gon' be here a while until the break of dawn. Speakers bout to set it off. Bump the roof, let's tear it off. The only way is that Chevrolet. Anything else better get it loud.
Chevrolet. That bottom muddy like the Everglades. You thinking different, we can set them straight. I tell them fill up the gas, it's time to go get a bag. You see I'm always on the go. You wanna ride and let me know. That Chevy knocking right and slow. I'm on it though. I'm on it though. You see me rolling down that Chevrolet. That bottom muddy like the Everglades. You thinking different, we can set them straight. I tell them fill up the gas, it's time to go get a bag. When I pull up in that Chevrolet.
No, wait, elbow touch straight, y'all ain't my way. Got a thick booty jacked up, not Ray J, but in my case, I can just smash all day too. Hey, better motherfucker bus in the truck full of mud trucks just rolled up. I wanna ride, don't mind much. Girl with a shine, crash shotgun, boat full of pine, bad was bud. Yellow today, the week, the month. Matter of fact, make me a plaque with a dirt bag. Logo in the front,
straight. I tell them fill up the gas, it's time to go get a bag. You see, I'm always on the go. You wanna ride, then let me know. That Chevy knocking right and slow. I'm on it though, I'm on it though. You see me rolling down that Chevrolet. That bottom muddy like the Everglades. You thinking different, we could set them straight. I tell them fill up the gas, it's time to go get a bag. When I pull up in that Chevrolet.
Always ever all days death before. Always ever all days death before this time. Coming back as long as I can still see if you got static. Fuck trying to steal me shit. You gon' have to kill me.
We back?
We back.
We motherfucking back.
Yes, sir.
So, we got motherfucking Fat Bastard on this bitch now.
What's going on, everybody? How's it going?
If you don't know who Fat Bastard is, he's one of the local promoters around here. He gets a lot of bands and shit out here going together. We'll eventually, once we get everything settled, he's gonna be one under Upside Down Studios too, hopefully. But either way, you know, he got good ties and he got a lot of stories and bullshit from different local bands and shit like that there.
He's in the bits, man. We'll put it that way.
I started out back in the day with Metal Mafia and Mushroom Head and all them, and I'm still doing local bands here and there. Local bands are the best, man. If you can't promote the local bands, dude, you're not promoting nothing. Local bands are where it's at, man. You gotta promote from where you're from.
Fucking A.
Yep.
And that's where you get your new sounds and your new everything else. And you keep yourself fresh.
Right, you have to.
And
But
not
while
only
we're all
that,
bullshitting,
you
I'm
know-
sorry, Mark, I'm going to cut you off real quick. But when I got on air here, I just drove a little while to get over here, and I had said when I got on air, my wife's at home listening to me, what's up, baby, I love you. But...
Your fucking name, don't just say, there could be 50 motherfuckers out there.
No, my wife knows who she is.
What up, baby?
Greg got your back, Mark got your back. We're all good. We love you. We all love you. But,
she's
back
the
to
Smurf queen.
There you go. Local bands, though, dude. Local bands is where you. If you don't promote where you're from, dude, you're not promoting nothing. You got to start from the scratch, from the bottom up. You know, like I said, I went to school with one of the lead singers from Mushroom Head back in the day, dude. You know, Shane. And then went from whatever. And you got the grimy ones that are out there, dude. The grimy ones are good people, too. They are good people. My son, the drummer of the grimy ones, his little brother, is one of my son's best friends, dude.
Yeah,
I know them guys real well.
Whatever, which band was it? A weird name band that we just went and saw for the Halloween show. I realized, like, 3 out of the 4 kids there, and I gotta call them kids now, I mean, even though they're adults, but they used to play with my kids in my backyard. You know, the one, his mom messaged me, it was like, you know, you interviewed my son, and we got to talking. I'm like, well, wait a minute, you and I used to kick it. She was one of our crew back in the day.
Right. You don't know who you're kicking it with anymore, dude.
you know,
It's totally crazy.
And I'm a firm believer that I would rather have these young kids now, you know, whether their music is good or not. You know, I'll support them playing a fucking guitar or a flute for that matter than sucking on a glass dick or out here fucking up. You know what I'm saying? So
Greg, I don't know if
always
Greg
support your
remembers.
local kids. And even the local old timers who just go around to the different bars because, you know, believe it or not, these old timers who just do the local scenes and everything give a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge to these younger kids that they play with and stuff like that. And there's something to be said about that shit. You know, it gets passed down that way. In the age of, you know, you could pretty much get an app to teach you how to play a guitar. You know, there's something to be said for that die-hard person who sat down and learned them notes and learned them strings and learned them keys, who learned how to beat them drums, who learned how to fucking, you know, put that shit down with real deal instruments, not, you know, using auto-tuning constantly or editing or you know, singing to some fucking shit that, you know, somebody else's beats or whatever. And that's what a lot of, you know, I'm not knocking it, especially with the rap scene these days. You know, a lot of these kids out here are just, instead of putting an actual group together, you know, it's somebody who got a good couple of flows that's just grabbing some shit off the internet, a beat off the internet, and rapping to it.
That's like my nephew Jonathan. You had said he came out to Roxfest this year, wasn't it?
Actually,
John Boy.
Yeah,
that's my little nephew, dude. He's a good kid.
My daughter.
He's a good kid.
Wick
Who?
Wick Sick is his name.
Wicks. Oh, that's Jonathan's name.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Wig Stick. Come on, some Wig Stick. What the hell?
Sick.
Your name sounds better. Your real name sounds better.
That's like the whole Muhammad Ali. His mama call him Clay, I'ma call him Clay. You know, I knew Jonathan when he was on a skateboard and he was in my fucking front yard talking to my daughter Mackenzie. That's how I knew Jonathan.
That's my little cousin, man. He's a good kid, dude. He's still trying to do. I got some new shit on my phone from him, actually. He just dropped some new beats or whatever he did. He's doing really good right now.
Yeah,
I got some new shit by him. But one of the things I was going to bring up, we were talking about promoting local bands. I ran into a kid the other day. He's like 18 or 19 years old now. And I met this kid when he was like 12. I didn't even know it. It's when me and Greg I first introduced Greg to Sculler's Bane when they had the promotion. When the lead singer of Sculler's Bane, Drew, he got stabbed.
Yeah.
And we did that benefit for him down there on the west side.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that first Magma project?
Okay, yeah,
Do you remember
yeah.
this young kid? And he played the fiddle
or the violin, and played some Zeppelin or whatever, and smoked out, and smoked out the fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You remember that? I ran into the drummer from them. He's now friends with my son, hanging out or whatever, and come over the other day and was talking to my son. They were talking about getting together and doing a little thing. Little Charlie wants to do some vocals.
A little side note, and I'm trying to remember where and when, but I think I might even told Greg about this. I think I met the dude who stabbed Drew.
He lived right around the corner somewhere eventually, I guess, or whatever. I don't really know the whole story, but...
Yeah, it was a fucked up situation, but I think later on in life, I mean, he was apologetic and he changed his life around or whatever, but it was a fucked up situation. It was just real weird that I knew Drew, and then, later on in life,
I met a lot of people in my world. I ain't gonna lie about anything. I'm 45 years old. And I've met a lot of good people, and I've met a lot of bad people. But you know what? When it comes to Scullers, Bane, and Drew and Roxanne, I promoted for them a long time.
What I can't stand.
I promoted for them guys for a long time. They're really good people. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes down to it, I'm not saying nothing bad about Drew. I'm not saying nothing bad about Roxanne or whatever. But you know what? Karma's a bitch. I mean, they've done a little dirty, but yet they're good people. You I don't want to swear on the air. I'm trying my best.
What are you talking about?
Okay, well, we can swear or whatever. I mean, you fuck around and you burn bridges. Sometimes your bridges get burned too. But I mean, Drew and Roxanne are good people. Don't get me wrong. But
I don't know
there
if
has been some bullshit.
Anything to do with that. That stabbing was just some fiend.
No, that was just. I was there that night. I was with them.
I mean, but I totally
that was
get
a
what
bad
you're
night.
saying,
That was a bad night, dude. Their bass player from Scullers Bay that night, his name's Chris Dorman. He used to, good guy, dude. He jammed a lot with them guys. We used to call him Vega. We had a big show that night and everything, and we went home, and we all went out. Actually, before we went home, we went to the truck stop out there on Salt Springs Road, the Iron Skillet. And Drew and him just had a bad night anyway. And, excuse me, it was a really bad night that night. It was wrong what had happened. I mean, karma's karma, but it is what it is, man. There's a life to live and a story to tell.
But
if you didn't have karma in life, if you didn't have bad people, what kind of stories can we tell?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He got quite a few good songs out of that story.
If you like the same thing for the last 20 years.
Well, yeah, that too.
Sorry.
Well,
if you guys are listening, I apologize. But I like you guys. I promoted for you a long time.
I've always, I promote Scullers Band or whatever. Everybody knows I got the biggest crush on Roxanne. And
dude, I sold Roxanne socks one night for $50 to a dude named Little Bill down at Papa's Sports Bar. He was so in love with Roxanne, I sold him her sweaty socks for $50. Dude, we drank the rest of the night for free. Me, Roxanne, and Drew. We've had some good times.
My son, the first time I took my son, actually it was the Losing September show where Drew and Roxanne played with them too. You promoted it down at Papa Sports Club.
Probably,
and, yeah. Kayla's dad was still alive.
Troy.
Yeah, he was there. I remember because Queen Smurf fucking snapped on you because she thought you was doing something fucked up, and here you were just chilling in the ride with me smoking a blunt.
Oh yeah, the wife. Yeah, we was out in that Dodge Charger you had, hanging out with some girls and hanging out and whatever.
No, there wasn't even the girls that weren't even.
There was
in
a
the car.
couple girls. No, there was two in the back seat. There was. She had every right.
Queen Smurf came.
Yeah, there was, and he was like, "We're just smoking a joint, Mom."
That I do remember.
That was funny.
I thought the girls were already out there, but regardless, we weren't doing anything wrong. But
my wife don't
remember
trust
her
me.
Snapping on you.
Yeah, she don't trust me for nothing.
Hey, but that's good though.
Dude, I'm fat and I'm old, dude. She thinks I'm like the hottest thing in the world. I guess that's what you got to accept from a good-looking woman like my wife. I love my wife.
She's perfect height.
She is 4'11", dude. She bends
you can
over.
Drop your balls right on her head.
Right, 4'11", dude. I bend her over. I can rest my beer on her butt. It's great.
Oh, dude, that's the shit.
Right.
See, I've never.
I don't even need a beer. I don't even need a beer koozie, dude.
But I've rested my bong on a chick's ass while I was. I'll never forget. I've rested. I actually still have it at my mom's house, tucked away. But this old school, like heavy glass fucking bong that I had, it was called the fattest apparatus. And dude, man. Like, that was the shit. I used to mess around with this girl back when I was younger, and she just had this ass that was phenomenal.
My old lady couldn't remember your name.
Oh, my God.
My old lady couldn't remember your name for the longest time, dude. She used to call you fucking, what was it?
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Oh, what the hell was it called? Jungle Juice. Where's Jungle Juice Boy? Because you remember that night down at Papa's? Down at Papa's, we had that gallon of Jungle Juice. We kept putting it in the steins and shit.
Yeah.
She called you Jungle Juice for a long time.
I'm trying to remember.
We were down at Papa's Sports Bar for something. Papa's Sports Bar is a place to be. That's a good bar sometimes.
I think that was the shit that I got from Puerto Rico. To translate the I can't pronounce the words in fucking to save my life, but to translate it, it was called Bear's Blood.
Oh, you called it Jungle Juice, and my old lady loved it.
Eventually, it just became Jungle Juice because we couldn't figure it out. But it's called Sangre de something. But it's mixed with a bunch of different liquors, like a bunch of high-proof liquors. But whatever juice or fruits they mix with it totally takes the flavor of the liquor away. So you're drinking like 200 fucking proof, but with the liquor, you think you're drinking fucking cranberry, or not, it was a good juice, like a fucking...
It was like a citrus tasting stuff. It was really good.
And you just got hammered.
Right.
Oh my God.
Well, off the record of all that, I heard that Greg might remember, but through Drew and Roxanne, I met this guy. His name's Paul. He used to call him Uncle Paul.
Uncle Paul.
He owned a fire station downtown.
Your butt or nothing, did
He owned a fire station downtown. I heard that fire station's for sale. He used to start it out as one of the original post offices downtown Youngstown.
Wait. Hey, wait.
UPS building.
I got one important thing to say.
Kayla's here now? Kayla got it on here?
This is super important. Are you ready? Marco and Charlie are bitches.
How can she come on live and talk about that?
She just came on.
She gets kicked off radio because she comes off swearing.
Who get fucked in her ears.
But I also get more bitches than you.
You're a lesbian, no shit.
They're just calling me better.
No, not really.
Better veteran.
I'm a veteran.
A veteran of these lips.
I know what I'm doing. I'm a veteran.
A veteran of these lips.
No, it's veteran to this tongue.
Oh,
these fingers, this tongue. I'm just kidding. I love you, Marco.
No, I have to.
Do you realize there's like over 500 or 600 people listening to you?
I know,
right
that's
now?
why I had to call you guys bitches. I had to call you guys bitches once.
I will admit, though, I think my tongue game is only 98%.
Marco, do you want lessons?
Yeah.
I offer lessons.
No problem. Shit. I always...
All right.
Hey, you got to. No lie.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
A woman knows what a woman wants. If that woman can teach a man,
it's not even that. No, it's not that.
Growing up, and even through my whole, the only reason why, the only thing I was ever good at.
What happened, Greg? Where you at?
Is because every so many years, you gotta
shit
bone up on your shit.
Shit changes, dude.
Whether you work in a water department, whether you work on a nuclear reactor, whether you're working on some pussy, you need to bone up on classes every.
That's why they
often.
keep giving, in my case, CDLs, classes. They make you take retesting,
right.
Hey, refresher.
Cause
you can talk about the refreshing courses you want, but Anna didn't say when you strap it on, bitch, you got it going on.
I just know what I'm doing.
Well.
But I will offer. I love you. Good night,
Kitty Cat, the queen of the house.
We love you, baby.
Take a snooze.
Good night, sexy boots.
Good to see you, honey.
By the way.
Missy,
the jacket is mine.
If you can hear me out there, we're saying goodnight to Kat right now.
Yes.
She's going night-night.
Sexy Boots, good night.
Miss Sexy Boots.
Thanks to Dad.
She said Sexy Boots signing off.
But like I was saying, you gotta bone up on your shit.
You're not wrong.
Because, when you ate pussy when you were fucking 16.
Oh my God, I was about to say that shit.
Was good, and you're eating pussy at 20.
Now I'm 26.
Bitches, your 16-year-old fucking technique on a 20-year-old who then knows what the fuck she likes is not gonna fucking do it.
Being 26, shit has changed. When I met her, she was like, "Well, what are you doing?"
Don't talk about your girlfriend's age.
I'm not saying names.
You might get in trouble.
When I first started having sex, people still had the fucking the buckwheat down below.
Oh my God, the buckwheat! Oh shit, I dropped my glasses, guys.
The buckwheat. The girls were in swimsuits, and you saw the fucking hair poofing out the side and shit like that.
It was like Harry Potter, La Bouche.
So the technique was, you had to make it through the hair before you got to the pussy.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, here we go.
But then,
There's
you know,
some weed
times
whacking
change.
George of the Jungle
and
shit.
then, you know, girls don't always like the same positions, and girls don't always like the same bullshit.
Nowadays, it's like
And,
no hair, no game.
Do you have another one
see,
of them
retro
blue
every
green
now and
ones?
again is cool.
I got
You know, you don't
He's
want the same shit all the time. Especially, it also has a lot to do with the build of the chick.
My thing
Like,
is,
your old lady, like, with her build.
she's so fucking tiny, dude.
Yeah. If she was
Dude,
bald,
if she was my
then
old
she
lady, I would
that-
treat her
that
like
would-
a sit and spin. I would lay back,
Yes!
beat her in the air, and
Oh
just
my
spin
God,
her.
Well, yeah, I
yes.
get that.
She'd be such a sit and spin.
But
Like
my
the
point
old
is, with
school
as
sit and
tiny as she
spin.
is and how young she looks, if she didn't have fur on her pussy, then I would
Wait a
feel
minute.
like I was
Marco.
a pedophile.
Who are we
Marco.
talking about?
No,
Anna.
No,
Oh,
imagine.
man.
You wanna know a
imagine
secret?
there's
I'm
500
out.
It's
people
never
here
bushy.
right now.
It's never bushy.
Well, I'm just saying, like, as far as a guy, like,
She
if
just
I
straight
were
up
to pick
sit and spin
somebody else who
24/7.
looked that young,
It's like a
and
fucking
she
goddamn
was
roller
bald,
coaster.
I don't think I could hit it. I'd be like,
you want some
should I be
prickles?
changing your diaper or something?
Oh, here we go.
But that's it nowadays.
Wow.
No,
we just-
Marco. No, Marco. You cannot put her diaper on your head.
No, but
Marco,
that's
you
like-
cannot put her diaper on your head.
Okay, if
Other
we want to be
girls, like,
honest,
you know,
I am kind of
like-
cradle
like-
robbing right now.
You know, like
I'm 26, she's 20. Cradle robbing. I got it. I'll claim
Not
it.
really.
I'll claim it. When I met her, she was 17.
Marco, you don't have to smell her diaper. It's okay. We love
Ah!
you anyway.
I don't want you. That's the point. You know, that's the whole point.
But my
of it
thing
all.
is, what you were saying, as you get older, with age, the experience
petting,
gets
I
better.
Yeah, well, I get that totally. I understand, but also,
It gets a
Well, I
little
know.
harder,
yeah,
too.
experience
I
doesn't.
lost.
It gets
self-
harder,
You still
though.
got to bone up on it.
Yeah, it gets
you
so
know?
much fucking
Like,
harder.
Sitting in there playing the
Like,
Xbox, dude.
I'm sorry, babe, but I'm about to exploit this for a second. After 3
Trying to
years,
grab my controller, dude. for
one
real.
day she was like, oh my god, yes. The next day she's like, this is fucking boring, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
get your shit together and, like, bulk up. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, put the Eiffel Tower in my forehead and ram you like a unicorn?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm about to.
I mean, it happens sometimes.
I'm literally about to do it.
But see, Fat Bastard got a little side thing going on.
Oh, shit.
What?
We got Greg and
Fuck
Fat
off.
I left my phone at home.
Sometimes that's better.
Purposely. To be in check.
I got
Hey,
some pictures I
hey,
can show you,
hey.
but I can't right now.
She just put your ass in check like she
Boom.
was hoe checking.
Like, boom. Ooh.
There's no
checking.
hoe checking when it comes to
In my
me.
defense, I did drive him here, so he was pretty hoe checked.
No, you are 100% hoe.
And I paid for the alcohol.
Oh,
No, I had beer when I was
Oh
pretty
yeah,
good.
so
Listen.
you're hoe checked all day.
No, I had beer. I had beer at the house before she
He
got
had like
there.
6.
No, I had a 30-pack I drank before you even got there.
I bought a 24 pack and then another 24 pack. I win.
Hey,
Currently.
We're just drinking. Just having a good time.
yeah.
We're good.
Wait,
No.
Marco, are you drinking fucking muscle milk?
I was when I started. Yeah.
What muscle are you trying to get?
Oh,
You just mind your goddamn business.
Wait, if it works, I want some muscle milk too, man.
It's actually for my stomach.
Okay, what?
Not. Never mind.
If, it,
Okay,
if
let's
it's
see, I
working
told
the
you.
proper
I
muscle,
told
I
you.
want to help my muscles.
Hey, don't pee on fucking Greg. Oh yeah. You know what?
Here we go. I'm a witness to this story. By the way, I need.
we are not
Listen.
talking about this story.
Listen.
We-
all-
This is not
Go,
a story
Marco,
we're going to
go.
talk about.
Listen. All I got to say about this story is I own a lot of guns.
Marco,
This is
saying.
a story we're not
I
going
got
to
a lot
listen
of
to.
guns too. It don't help when fucking.
I got 3 or
gun
4
don't
of them,
stop
too.
a dick from fucking leaking.
Marco,
I got
I
3
will
or
be
4
your
guns,
witness
too.
It
to
stops
this
it from
story,
ever
man.
happening
Why?
again.
Because you look more sexier that night than you have in the last
No,
5 years?
Because
you
my
actually
pants are
put girl
sitting in a
jeans on?
goddamn trash bag waiting to be washed.
Because you look better in girly jeans than you do in your little fucking this shit that needs to be pulled up like a young man.
I can't help I'm Puerto Rican with a fat ass. Marco, continue.
There ain't nothing good looking about a Puerto Rican. I mean, well, they're Puerto Rican good ass.
We got a
You're just
Marco?
digging
But you're
yourself
not.
deeper.
He is.
and
We got a
deeper
Marco,
and
man.
Deeper.
Have you
Welcome.
not met Marco?
Welcome
Well, I'm
to.
trying to cover the whole main conversation
Yeah,
of this
follow-
thing.
Go
So
ahead,
then
Marco.
we're still going
Come
on
on, boy.
without causing the
I'm
cause
trying
of
to see
problem.
what Greg was trying to say. It looked like he was in the
Oh,
corner.
I was trying to say was welcome to WTF Wednesday.
This is a pretty what the fuck Wednesday.
No.
Oh, no.
This ain't even close.
Beer is good.
Really?
Beer is good.
Listen.
Let's go drink some beer.
This is my first
You know,
time. I'm
how
sorry.
the icing is the topping on the cake.
Yeah.
This is like the top of the icing.
So it's bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like gross shit.
Yeah, basically.
You wipe off.
I did a
it's
whole
kinda
show
like-
with my
yeah,
balls
yeah,
hanging
yeah.
out.
You know that part
3
that kind
hours
of
of
changes
my balls
colors and
hanging
shit?
out.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking that's more
So
like some titty
sweaty and
sweater, fucking
melting.
ball sweat, that from
No,
Mundo
they were
cheese.
just my balls.
They're just
clean,
there.
motherfucker.
Anyways, Marco,
What about
please
Kayla?
continue your story because I
What
will
about Kayla?
back you up on
Kayla
this.
got from Mundo cheese.
That's a personal situation.
Yeah,
that
I got
nothing
big
to do with me.
titties. That's cool, but that doesn't vouch for the story we're talking
How
about.
much time we got on Mixler?
Uh-oh. Hopefully enough for Marco.
About
to tell
9
the
hours.
story.
Oh, so we're cool to
Marco,
run off?
go,
We
go,
still
go,
got-
go.
On the other one with YouTube and everything else, we got about 20 minutes. So
Oh, Marco, please tell the story.
if
No,
you want
Marco's not
listen,
gonna tell the story. We're gonna
listen,
No
change
names,
subject.
no names.
Listen.
We're gonna change the subject because you
Listen.
already ran your mouth. It's okay.
No, I'm not
Well,
changing
listen.
the subject. I'm trying to see what I'm going to put this in.
But anyhow, you got 20 minutes on one. So if you can sum it up in 20 minutes and make
might
a
have
short
to run
story in
from
20
our baby.
minutes, and then we can carry out over that.
Marco can't do something in 20 minutes. It takes him
Yeah, I
10
know it
minutes
takes
just
a
to
long
find his
time,
own
but it
shoes.
happens.
My man got a point.
I just work
gonna
here,
put
man.
It this way right here.
Huh.
If you got a pudgy friend that is sketchy on his alcohol consumption, put a puppy
Fat
pad
bastard.
down on your seat before you set that motherfucker in there.
Who's
You
driving?
know, a buddy of mine.
Who's all right?
Anybody.
Well,
You're driving?
You know who the fuck
I'm
it
driving
is.
tonight.
It's this
Okay,
pudgy
whose car?
bastard here.
My car.
Your car?
Yeah.
You know, we decided to go have a few drinks
Mark-
the other night.
I mean,
you know,
great.
He was low
Huh.
on money.
Got some
You know,
puppy
I had a
pads.
little
He didn't
bit of
mind
money,
you.
you
He
know.
got
didn't
some puppy
mind you
pads?
that
So-
I had already drank 2 cases of beer before.
No,
I
it's
was
It
kidding.
does
It's
not
okay.
give you an excuse to fucking piss on anything but a toilet or a tree.
Oh my god, you just went there.
I am also diabetic, and it's
And
called a
that's
drippy
still,
thing.
you know, you sound like one of them fucking people with polio who try to put I couldn't have cake when I was little.
I just
had
died because I had
polio.
the plague. That's not an excuse, bitch.
Yeah.
You know,
still got
right now, I really want to go somewhere, but I know how Marco
Here,
gets.
no,
so
I'll go
I'm
there.
not
I'll go
gonna
there.
do
Go
that.
there.
I
Fuck
have
him.
had.
Go there.
Hey,
Go balls.
wait.
Ooh.
It is What the Fuck Wednesday. Do what you gotta do.
There's no rules on my day.
Yeah, this
Do
balls,
what you
man.
gotta do.
I'm gonna so before you think I'm saying you're any lower than anybody else, I've had mud butt for 4 days, so I don't want to hear
No,
it.
I'm not saying anything lower.
So-
it happens.
so-
But I do have an excuse. I am diabetic and I piss a lot. And this motherfucker had me to this place, to that place, to that place, to this place, back again to that other place, sitting in the car for like ever. So it wasn't all my fault. I tried.
Oh, okay. That sounded like you're a Democrat.
You know what that sounds like?
Don't.
That
we
sounds
are
like
not.
you're a fucking
We are
Democrat.
not going to argue
You know what that
fucking
was?
politics
That
right
was-
now.
I did it.
We are not
but
going to
there was
argue
an
shit
excuse.
right now when it comes
Okay,
to that.
so let me give the whole gist of that story. Wait a minute, Greg. I see Greg with his hand up, but we're gonna clarify this real quick. When you pissed on my seat, you were in your driveway.
In
so
my
not
pants.
only did you have everywhere in your yard to piss, but you also had your house.
With
and
no
not only did you
warning.
sit there and piss, but
Greg.
you waited until you were done. And then got up and got out
I have
the
to
car.
wait my turn.
You bastard.
I think it was before
Yes, you
we
did,
got to the
because
house.
all of us watched the
Because-
fucking pee stain
Wait,
in the
wait,
back
wait.
behind you
I
like
have
a draw on
a
her period.
super
I
fascist
think it
thing
was
to add
before
to
that.
this.
I
But
forgot
if,
now.
My
I will say
pants.
this: if you didn't have things that were worth me sitting there hanging out for, maybe I'd have got out a little earlier.
Dude, my pants were
But you
so
didn't keep
worse
me
than
there.
Niagara
Bitch.
Falls.
Where's Greg? Wait, Greg, what's Greg?
You know what that sounds like? A Sunday night at Upside Down Studios.
Wait, I got
Nothing
something
was-
to
You
add
know
to
why?
this.
You know why?
Or
Because
Friday?
shit don't happen on Sunday at Upside Down
Yeah.
Studios.
I have a second. My pants were wetter than fucking Niagara Falls when I sat in that seat.
Yeah, because Kayla sat in the seat
I had to
afterward.
strip in the driveway, man.
You'll strip anywhere. Shut up.
No, dude, I had to actually put girl pants on. I don't wear girl pants.
And you look better than you have in the last 5 years.
Moral of the story is, if a motherfucker's taking you out and filling you full of drinks, whether you a guy or a girl, don't piss in their car.
At
You
least
know?
make sure it's waterproof and
You-
like.
yeah, that was the one thing that saved your
Kayla?
ass. That's the only thing that's
Waterproof.
letting me
There
make
is
jokes
not
of this.
a car
is I had
out there
some
that is
brand new,
waterproof.
real
Seat
true
covers
waterproof
save
fucking
your
seat
ass.
covers.
Thankfully,
So
Marco had
it did-
some.
the worst of it went to
hefty
Kayla.
trash bags.
But you
Hefty,
motherfucker.
hefty.
Next time I'm gonna have a bit.
I don't remember all that, man. Dude,
I agree.
I was really fucked up. I was fucked up before I even came to see you that night. I don't even know.
Oh, no. You were fine getting fucked up. You were fine. I don't give a fuck if you were fucking hammered. I don't care how much money I spent on you. None of that means dick. What means dick is I had to wash by hand my seat cover. You fucking
God.
bastard.
You actually did it?
I took care of it.
Yes.
Did
You know
wear
what the
gloves?
sad part is?
No.
My man just bought that car.
Marco.
What?
My man just bought that car.
Yeah. Like.
Damn.
Now it's been like 7 days, but when I picked you up, I've had that
It was
vehicle
2.
for like 2 or 3 days.
It was 2 or 3 days. I remember.
So you were fucking lucky them things were
Because
waterproof.
I asked you why my
bastard.
ass was wet, and you're like, it shouldn't be. So then I smelled it. I was like, dude, Marco. You're like, motherfucker, it's been 2 or 3 days. Sorry
I'd
for
have
the
dealt with
swearing.
a cigarette burn better. You
We're
bastard.
not trying to sell your I feel like
And listen,
that.
I would have whooped your ass over a cigarette burn. I'm just telling you from.
Oh,
I would have whipped my own ass for my own cigarette burn in the back
yeah.
of my car.
I'd
It's
rather look at a cigarette burn and be
$15,000.
like, that was fat bastard than that was fucking fat bastard.
I did say that.
Yeah, but again, you know, the only reason why I'm not pissed is because they were waterproof, and I love this fucking cocksucker.
And I moved it. I was cool.
Yeah, and Kayla was the one who actually soaked it all up with
I
her
did.
ass.
And I did have to wash my pee pants.
And just think about that.
Anna has her own
You
pee pants.
technically kind of
But you know what?
sapped on fat bastard pee. Because she sat in it, and I know eventually you went down on her, so that was like...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you see how shit just goes down the line?
Listen,
Actually.
she done turned red like
Damn.
8 times.
Yeah, but by him.
That's some dirty.
Yeah.
Hey, look, that goes back to what I was saying the one time about the chick who like getting peed on before she had... You know how
Here
hard
we
it is
go.
to fucking piss on somebody while you have a hard on? Oh my
Hey,
god.
hey,
Guys.
hey! Don't give him no more ammunition.
No
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Shut the fuck
I
up.
give you a line right now.
Let me shut the whole night down right now.
Huh?
I can shut the night down right now.
Me too.
Oh,
And
I'd
just
like to
Mark-
see this.
And Marco just shut everybody up at one point. in
Oh
time.
no, I
Alright,
can make
I
some
think you
comments
shut
to my
everything down
girlfriend.
right now.
There's
Just let
very
Marco talk
few
the rest
shit
of the
that'll
night.
shut me the fuck up. So.
And then we'll go back.
You're
to
not
that.
wrong.
No, you're not gonna shut you up. I'm gonna make you run your mouth.
Oh, fuck, you can
And
fart
then
and
we'll
I'll
get in
run
the
my
car
mouth.
and go home. And you guys want to come back over and drink? I told you I want to see you over there a little bit
I
ago,
got
whatever.
laugh.
But if you really, 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 and Marco wants to hit on me and do whatever and cut me down
Hit
because
on.
Whoa!
Okay, not hit on
He's
me.
so
Okay,
sexy. You got
cut,
them
cut on
titties.
me, cut on me or whatever.
There
but
we go.
Oh, I'm not cutting on you. I'm pulling your car. Don't piss in my car. I love you to death, but don't piss in a ride no more.
I didn't mean to. I'm diabetic, dude. It is what it is.
Diabetes don't do your dick.
Listen, I don't know one person that's
Diabetes
ever
is a hell of
pissed
a
somewhere
drug.
other than a toilet that wasn't sorry for doing it. That's all I gotta say.
At the same time, I got to agree. You know, we went to one bar and I spent all my money because we were having a good time, and then we decided we're gonna go somewhere else. I thought I was gonna go home, but I got with
Marco, I just
Marco,
wanna
and
let
next
you
thing I
know,
know, I'm at
I
5
drove
different
so
bars
far
and
to come see you.
running around and everything else, which I didn't expect all that.
Welcome to Upside Down Studios.
Oh my God, Charlie, wait. Charlie,
But
Because we all run this way.
yes, Caleb.
you have to remember the one name.
Oh shit! Hold on one second.
Keisha.
We went and talked to somebody right before we got here. On the
She
way.
was
You guys
so
weren't coming
excited
over
to
here.
hear you guys.
Yeah.
The gas station across from you.
Keisha.
Keisha. Her
Keisha,
name is
if you're
Keisha.
listening down here at the Shell gas station, what's up, girl? Told you we were going to be on live radio. We gave her the website and
Keisha.
everything.
Yeah, what
we
up?
gave her the website and everything, and she did that right here at the bottom of the street at the Shell.
That way. But anyway.
Yeah, right here by your house,
ATM
gang.
price.
I said, I'll be on the radio in like 20 minutes. Download this site, and we gave her all the
And she
information.
did.
And she
All right,
was
so- At a
downloading it
heartbeat.
right now.
So
Sitting
if-
down there bullshitting right now. So if you can hear us, Keisha, what's up?
Yeah.
Hi, Keisha.
And everybody in the show. But outside of that, we need some free shit. That's what we need.
We support the local bands, but everybody else can support us.
Right, there you go.
We need sponsors, bitch.
All right, so that should be our 20 minutes. We're going to hit a break. before we cut out on that other
Actually,
fucking...
you at 10.
We had 10. Well,
I want to say something real quick.
Wait a minute, because we're going to end up off the one platform.
You got 10 minutes.
I'm going to give a shout out to all...
10 minutes.
We're going to give a shout out to Paul Goon. Check his shit out on his Facebook page.
Yeah, that's my man.
Paul Goon LTD, it's LTD, something like that. Check him the fuck out. Don Cody.
Yeah.
Mixing them motherfucking beats off the rip.
You done heard a bunch of them right here on this show.
Hell yeah, we always got Don Cody on this motherfucker. He be fucking some shit up, and in a good way.
Seriously.
We got a shout out to Sculler's Bane, Impending Lies, the grimy ones.
Shut the fuck up.
Losing September. All the fucking bands, you know, that we go and see and support.
Losing September and all them guys.
You're gonna forget
Overtime, Vega out there in Columbus. Give a shout out to my boy BG with the little yellow bus. With all this bullshit going on with the bad vaping shit, you know, y'all might want to check out the little yellow bus and make your own. It's all natural, it's all good.
No, fuck that. Just quit smoking.
No,
and drink more.
Right,
I'm not sure where. I think it's,
so hard.
It's December
But guys,
17th, though.
you're forgetting your
Check
favorite
out Losing
person in this
September
world.
up at the Brick House.
Me.
We might be
We're
live
getting
up
there.
there,
We're
too,
getting
here.
me, man.
Up there
We're
with
getting
Upside
there.
Down
All right.
Studios
I'll
going to
wait,
go
I'll
live
wait.
for that show, maybe. That might be a really good thing here going
When
on.
is that? December 7th?
I think it's the 17th.
The owner's birthday party.
Miss
Yeah,
Mary
I was talking to
Russo's
her.
birthday. I took you up there and talked to you about that. We might go live on that show that night. So if you guys are really listening, you're here Losing September live that night and everything else. We're going to have a great night that night.
Yeah, and
Should
even
be a
if
good
we don't
time.
broadcast live, you know, we're going to be there acting a fool. So,
Listen, just pay attention. You'll see the local news, music-wise.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Not this Sunday, but next Sunday is the All About the Pause runway show out in Warren at the Avalon golf course, whatever out there. Little something for y'all to check out for the little higher end folks out there. Dinner and music and alcohol and
What's
dogs
the
and all that
donation for that to go down there and have some dinner and whatever and pay for going out? You know,
I think
donate.
it's maybe like
Let's go donate.
I think it's like $50 or $60 a ticket.
That's not bad.
And
For a good cause, you know
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
not
that
bad.
includes your dinner, and that includes, you know, your music and all the shit that goes on with everything.
Probably drinks and everything else
yeah,
down there,
yeah,
right?
the bar's open.
Right, it's gonna be an open bar for $50, dude. I mean, I'm a fat guy. I can drink $50 in an hour.
Dude, I'll drive you.
And you're gonna give me 3 hours? Oh yeah, we're good.
I
Dude,
DJ
I'll
that
drive
place
you.
And I get hammered.
Right,
up
we're
in
having a
that
good time.
motherfucker. It's a
Marco,
good time.
You're forgetting your favorite person. I'm diagonal from you.
No, the fuck I'm not.
I hate you right now.
You know,
Trust me, you are not the only one.
Hey, but I tell you what, this is the fat guy.
I know I'm
out 'cause
Greg's.
I'm gonna
It's
go
okay.
smoke a
I know I'm
cigarette.
Greg's.
So,
all right,
you
so
know.
anybody else? We got to shout out to Jesse and motherfucking Stereotype I. They're gonna have an album or a song or some shit out here real soon.
Yeah, just keep your eyes on them because they are making a lot of changes and doing a lot of shit
Hell yeah.
and improving. I don't even say making changes, but improving. So, yeah, keep your eye on
Hey, the
Stereotype
welfare
I.
carols.
On another reason that we're all talking
Yeah.
about, stay
wait.
tuned for a minute because I want to talk about this new country singer that I listened to today.
Oh, God.
He was
Oh,
on
oh.
Good Morning America
Did you
this
just
morning
say
and everything.
country?
He did.
I did say country. I like all means of music, just like Martha
Greg,
Marco
stop
over
him.
here. We listen to
Well,
everything.
you're fucking up because I'm trying to give shots out to the people so we get this other platform done. We're gonna have a cigarette
Greg,
and
you're
we'll
closer.
start with that shit.
Do
so
it.
But it's
keep
a
it,
good
keep it on the
choice.
line.
Bitch hit me in the fucking piercing with a spoon.
Motherfucker, shut
Give
up.
me a spoon.
All right, so shouts out to all them cats.
Yeah.
There was somebody else I wanted to give a shout out to who always looks out for us.
Okay, so
the T-shirt guy. What is that? Is that DK? DK? No,
DC.
DC.
yeah, DC Media Customs.
Yeah, shout out to DC Media. Check him out. They make
Also-
our T-shirts and our banners and shit.
Also on top of them, 330 Creations,
Yes, 330
Yes,
Creations
yes,
is good
yes.
people.
which would be the drummer from the Grimy Ones.
Actually, I
Yes.
think that's who made our fucking our infected symbols. 330 Creations.
Yeah, but
That
anyhow,
that was Drew.
So-
I talked to Drew about that one night. Drew's back home doing his thing or whatever. He has 330 excuse me, 330 Creations Drew Johnson, which is Scholars
that
Bay.
wasn't Drew Johnson.
Yes, it is.
Which is
the Grammy Once drummer. That's his best friend that made all the
That's not what I'm
stickers
talking
and
about,
stuff.
fucker.
No,
Alright,
they
so
made
listen.
the stickers.
I'm gonna sum it
So
up.
you know I got it.
I'm gonna sum it up for everybody right now.
Yep.
Right now on YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, all that shit. We gotta say sayonara to y'all because we're reaching our limit with you. If you want to hear anything else, go back to Mixlr.com and check it out. We got 9 hours left on that shit, so you
Fucking
come
A,
check
so we're
us
gonna
out.
be here for a minute.
Yeah, we're gonna hang out, bullshit for a minute, and come back there. As of right now,
Much
everybody
love to
on
all our
that
people
that
listening.
platform, we love y'all. But come check us out. You know, you got the rated and unrated version of everything. So come to Mixlr and check out the
Somebody
unrated.
rates me?
Right?
And then the wife, everybody listening, my phone cuts out. Sorry, it's on you.
I think they're on
You just said you
Mixlr.
don't have your phone.
My wife has it on so she can
she's
hear us
listening.
right
Yeah.
now, listening to us.
Well,
But
yeah,
anyhow-
and Queen Smurf.
So wait, is she listening on Mixlr?
I think so.
Okay, so
So
stay
she'll get the
tuned.
key
You will
hearing
hear
us.
everything that's going on outside of the Mixlr app. We gotta say sayonara, Marco. Say goodnight,
Say
fat
goodnight.
bastard.
Good night.
And we the fuck out.
Yep.
From Upside Down Studios is What the Fuck Wednesday. Good night.
Mixlr, we'll be back.
safe.
Good night.
Good night. So smoke a cigarette.
Never know something, no losses. Don't make keep these niggas up off me. See, could have sold a whole block, spend a couple bills, thug, smoke a lot of weed on the fur. Wake up, let's